All right. Okay. Okay. I see y'all. Stephen Johnson. Welcome to Stephen Johnson. Welcome to live. Tierra S. Welcome to the live reflection. Master Abel Noble. Welcome to the live, God. Welcome to the live, man. Y'all do me a favor, man. Pound that like button up. And share it. You feel me? Pound that like button up and share it, man. And if you're on YouTube, man, do the same thing, man. Please don't forget to hit that like button, man, and share it. If it's your first time over there, I want you to hit that subscription button and hit that post notification bell as well. That way you will be notified every time we go live, man, because you're going to want to know. You're going to want to know when we go live, all right? And like I say, just go ahead, drop them nines. Let me know my audio is great, too. Lioness Fia, welcome to the live reflection. April Coleman, welcome to the live, goddess. I'm going to let everybody, because I know I'm late, y'all. I had to change it, y'all, because I really had something to do, right? Something came up. And I was like, you know what? This is going to be a long live. This right here is going to be a long live. So I was like, man, I might as well just reschedule it, man. That way I don't have to interrupt the live. You feel me? I don't want to interrupt the energy of the live. You feel me? So, I'm here, though. April Coleman say, I know for real. What you mean by that, reflection? You done dug into this a little bit? Thanks for the nines, April Coleman. Leonis Fiea say, greetings, man. Greetings to you. Loca Red, thanks for the nines. Quee Davis, welcome to the live as always, God. Inspired Adventure say, peace, reflection. Let's cut up. We most definitely finna cut up. That's big facts. We finna cut up, y'all, because I'm gonna tell y'all, man, this right here, man, it's a rabbit hole, y'all. And I ain't even gonna say a rabbit hole, man, because to be honest with you, when it comes to Boby Himmit and Brother Panic, man, I really, I have not dug into them as much as I've dug into a lot of other people who have come before them. But I do say, and I do know that they do play a major role in terms of what the conscious community has been shaped into, especially when we talk about the music industry. Okay. And when I say the music industry, that's me specifically referring to Brother Panic. Okay. So I want you to understand this before we get this live off. I cannot confirm or deny anything that's about to get ready to be said in any of these videos, right? Because it's multiple. It's a couple of them, okay? But we finna cut up, y'all. We finna cut up, all right? And with that being said, man, I want to start with the right spiritual energy. I want to say peace to the gods and goddesses, peace to the ancestors, and peace to all the high vibrational beings on the planet. Today, I'm sending you nothing but love and light, man. Y'all already know what it is. Yeah, I'm about to expose every lie they didn't told, like how they trafficking kids and why they ain't got a soul. They feeding off our energy, trying to destroy the globe. They got weather control, they even making it snow. But we can't run from it, gotta grab it by the antler. All right. Now, okay, let me say this first and foremost, man. I think the biggest issue when it comes to both of these individuals, man, and this is just in my opinion, y'all, is that we have one, when we talk about Boby Himmit, this is someone who's, I'm talking about open up the conscious community with a floodgate of information and then just like had a stroke and, we never seen him again. Okay. And I want to say that's probably in a nutshell, even though, there's a lot of people who do say that he's alive and he's well when he's kicking. But then there's a lot of people who dispute that fact. They say, hey, Bobby has not been with us for a long time. I was just watching someone else's, live, and they were saying the same thing. They were like, and that was, I was consistently getting like, this is a live that I did not want to touch on. I know it's a lot of y'all that really do follow me, right? And, y'all may have heard me say like, I was digging a little bit. I'm like, man, what's going on? Because I was running across a couple videos, with people who was questioning the passing of Boby Himmit. They wanted to know if he was here or not. They were even making assumptions that, people was just using his name, to basically keep that money rolling in. You feel me? And that's just me saying it in a nutshell, right? And I'm like, well, I ain't going to dig too deep in this because, I feel like when it comes to Boby Himmit, bro, it's a sensitive subject because he's someone that's really sensitive, okay, to the community. Okay, you can't just talk about Bobby, bro. It's going to be an issue in the community. Y'all drop the mans if you understand where I'm coming from. Okay? Amina gave peace to you too, reflection. I mean, more talk. Welcome to the live, God. What is his name? Dorako King Fox. I apologize if I didn't pronounce your name right. Somebody say, who is that? Ronnie McGrew say Bobby passed back in 2013 from a stroke, low key being poisoned by a panic. And his girlfriend Linda, Bobby a god. Yeah, he live on forever. That's big facts. And you know what? That's like what we finna get into today, y'all. I promise y'all, bro. But I just don't want to insult nobody along the way. Okay? Now, when we talk about what's going on with Panic, I feel like the issue with Panic is that we don't nobody know if he's really here or if he has transitioned, okay? And from my perspective, y'all, I really don't. I mean, I've dug and I'm asking y'all if anybody has any information on his cause of death, on the cause of him passing, please put that in my inbox or even just drop it in the comment section below. You feel me? Drop it in the comment section because at this point, y'all, I've looked and I cannot find a cause to the reason he passed. Now, I've heard other people say out their mouths that, you know, the cause was the big C word. You feel me? You know, that's what I heard. But, you know, I cannot, you know, confirm or deny that. You feel me? Wow, they say my YouTube stopped streaming. What? That's crazy, bro. I don't understand what's going on. Let me see what's going on. That's crazy, bro. But yeah, you know, it's a lot of people who talk about, you know. Now look, that's what they do, y'all. I keep telling y'all, bro, when we get there, bro, when we start going there, y'all, they don't like that. So let me dig into this a little bit. When we start going there, they don't like that, so they'll cut it out. But it is what it is. Somebody say my YouTube stopped streaming. Okay. Oh, Chase say he's still over there. Say YouTube cut. Chase say he's still over there. You still see me, Chase? Drop them ass. Chase still over there. Chase still over there. Say BS, they did Bobby what they did to Sabi. Like I say, this is gonna take us down. Man, let me take this hat off, man. Let me just take this hat off, y'all. Cause guess what? I'm hot already, right? But yeah, with that being said, man, I feel like with Panic, man, the biggest issue is that, you know, he just passed away. I don't know if anybody's saying that. Do anybody in the comment section know if he actually, you know, what was the cause of death? Or can anybody confirm the cause of death? Was there a video leak? Is anybody close to the family that can say this is the reason that Panic actually died and they confirm that he died, okay? And the reason I ask these questions is because, you know, we cannot, you know, overlook the fact of what it is that this is being taught, okay? And I like to think that when people teach things, they're fully embedded in those things, right? They ain't teaching something that they ain't living by. You feel me? So with that being said, I feel like, yeah, you know, we don't know. And that's why I want to say we're gonna go a little bit into the numbers and see if he, you know, actually passed away. But also I want to look at a couple videos, get a couple other people's perspective in terms of what they're thinking in terms of this whole thing, man. And you know, we're gonna start right here, man. We're gonna start right here with his wife Khadijah, okay? And you know, the passing. Cause this could be a ritual, y'all. It could be a ritual. Drop them names. We understand where I'm coming from. Jeremy say, Bobby used to leave us messages by saying, don't worry about him. The man Bobby worried about the lessons that he's teaching. Yes, because I know they do delve into, you know, actually letting go of the reality. And, you know, that's the thing with Panic, man. Panic did teach a lot about passing. Okay. That's another thing that I question with the situation. Like, you know, seeing as how no one in the comment section said that, you know, they can confirm that he actually passed away. This could be an energy ritual. This could be an energy ritual, y'all. I mean, and I'm just going to put it just like that, right? So, I mean, you got to understand, bro. We are dealing with occultists. These are occultists, bro. And Panic is someone that actually, you know, talk about the Baphomet, right? And he speaks from it. He has a different perspective in which the Baphomet is, what it is, okay? And we understand where the Baphomet actually come from, okay? We're going to dig into that, y'all, a little bit, too, for those of you who don't know the real history of the Baphomet and this connection to the actual Moors, okay? But I want y'all to understand this, bro. We have to understand that when we talk about occultic magic, and I always got to get back to that, y'all, we have to understand we cannot just go off base the information that's being given, right? Because even if it came from a positive place, it's all about the beholder. It's all about the beholder. So some people will confuse you and mislead you by making you think, you know, I'm using this from the perspective in which, you know, the ancients used it, all right, or our ancestors used it in, when in all actuality, they could be using it, you know, from a malice standpoint. And that's just big facts, y'all. So drop them names if you understand where I'm coming from. Malik said I seen a few things on the message board that brother Panic passed away on November 3rd. For what it's worth. Okay, see, I've seen a few things on the message boards that brother Panic. What did you see, Malik? I mean, we've been seeing that, he passed away, but I'm just saying, like, I want to know, like, has anyone come forth that was close to him and can actually validate that, and, we can't, I will say this, they could just be trying to keep it tight. They don't want the information to be leaked out, but I'm just saying, in general, we cannot overlook the fact that, these people, Panic talk occultic magic. He spoke a lot on death. He spoke a lot on the passing of, how to pass. You feel me? So with that being said, I say it could be a ritual, or that could be him just preparing himself to transition and, enabling himself to become comfortable in his passing, right? Because, he knew that he was finna get ready to pass. That could be, a possibility. But with Boby Himmit, it's a whole nother thing, right? And with that being said, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and jump into another video. Because this is the video that actually sparked this whole interest, y'all. This is the video that actually sparked this whole interest. And, I believe that she has some interesting points that she made. Me, having walked down that path a little bit myself. So with that being said, let's go ahead and just jump into this video.
Word night is another word not for the night.
Hold on. I think I got the wrong one. Give me a second. Give me a second. Uh-oh. Hold on, y'all. I'm digging for this. I done lost it. Give me a second. Hold on. Give me a second. I think I done lost it, y'all. Nope. I think I done lost it, y'all. Well, I know I didn't lose it, but it's here somewhere. I'm going to show y'all the video. That y'all bear with me for a second. Y'all bear with me for a second. Let me dig in my archives. It's around here, y'all. I promise you that. Okay. Well, you know what? Let me see. It's here. Y'all give me a second, man. I got y'all. It's here. And I hope that video's still. I hope I didn't get rid of the video, man, because I feel like she made some very interesting. Here it is, y'all.
Peace, family.
Yeah, y'all. I want to say she made some very interesting points in this video, y'all, and I feel like it was important to show this video because, that's what got me up and like, what? Hold on, what? It's interesting, all right? So with that being said, let's go ahead and jump into this video.
Things have taken a drastic turn. So in this video, I'm going to speak from the heart. More importantly, I'm going to speak from my truth. Y'all know I come on here and I make videos and I share channels and I know them to be accurate before I present any information. I trust my spirit. I trust my integrity. I trust my character. I trust myself.
Hey, and you know what, man? Like I say, like here, see, this is deep. And understand she has to take her time because you have to understand he's connected to people. He's connected to people. Now look, Sophia Cicely Fire says there is a vid on YouTube of Panic and Boby just a year before COVID started asking for donations. Okay, and I'm not giving any medical advice, YouTube. Okay. But okay, she said Boby looked different due to losing so much weight and she couldn't understand him due to him talking very slow compared to his usual talk. He wasn't leading the conversation anyway. She said it was panic, and it seemed like his spirit was already gone. Okay. Now I want to get deep into this story because I do have a lot to say, bro, and I feel like this the whole topic just it hits home a lot. You feel me? And I didn't, like I said, I did not want to touch on it because I know it's a sensitive subject when we talk about Bobby. Okay, it's a sensitive subject, so let's go ahead and just let her talk though.
A couple of videos I made, I was talking about us gaining this victory. I was talking about us coming into our wealth, coming into our freedom, things being returned to the rightful owners or stewards of the earth. But it's some things that need to be addressed. Brother Bobby came to me in a dream probably about 5 days ago. Whenever Brother Bobby comes, there's always a pay close attention to something. He just doesn't show up to show up. This particular dream, he says, Khadijah, Panic, and Linda trapped him in his body. And he wanted me to take them out. Now, I go on missions all the time to take shit out. That's what I do. So I did exactly what he asked me to do. 3 days later, I hear that Brother Panic has passed.
Y'all can't hear the video. Drop the names if y'all can hear the video still. Cause somebody, I got Brand saying, Brand said there's no sound. Lisa Williams say he's really not gone. Okay, let's dig into it a little bit. Lisa.
I was like, oh, damn. Usually if I'm given a mission and I'm told to take something out or take someone out, it could either be like an energy or entity around that person. Never before has it happened like this. Now, I have an up close and personal story. But first, let me say I was inspired by Onyx Rising and another sister whose channel goes by the name of The Real Light to go ahead and do this video in lieu of the circumstances. Brother Bobby did not have a stroke. Brother Bobby was poisoned slowly over time by his wife. Linda.
Hey, that's a deep statement she just made there, y'all. That hit hard. Drop them names, man, if that just hit hard, what she just said. And I'm going to tell y'all the reason it hit hard, because I've been poisoned. You see what I'm saying? So the statement, like, I understand how these things work, but my thing is, if what she's saying is true, okay? Because I say this is all allegations, right? If what she's saying is true, then I think that he's seen it coming. He just avoided the signs out of love, bro. And that be the issue. People overlook things because of the love that they have for the people that's in their 360, man. It's crazy.
So I'm going to take y'all back to 2013. I remember when the news was Sister Blue was talking about Brother Bobby had a stroke and we was to send light, but I knew that he had passed. I knew. And I cried, and I was like, what do we do now? Because in my eyes, Brother Bobby was invincible. And it's not about worshiping a person. A person is this person who had this light, who brought this light, who had this sincerity, this integrity, this dignity, and just wanted to know and shared what he knew and on a masterful level in so many areas. These people were severely jealous of Brother Bobby among so many. And the only reason they were able to pull off what they did is because he loved and trusted them. But he also knew that this was just...
And I'm going to say this too, man. That goes back to what I said when we talk about drug-induced homicides. That goes back to that. It was no way... Bro, you have to understand, it was no way that they can get away with this unless it was somebody bigger that was involved too with it as well. But I want you to understand that this is what they do. This is like normally what they do when we talk about these occultics. That's one way that they try to get rid of you, through poisoning. So, I mean, I feel like, them admitting to being occultists, him and Panic.
Part of a work that he had to do. He had to do work on the planet, and he had to do work in the spiritual realm. Because he gained enough light to go and do what needed to be done in the spiritual realm as far as freeing others. He's always talking about freeing people. He was always talking about freeing souls. So in 2013, I took Panic's class. I believe I was like Psycho 7. And as nice as Panic could be, he could also be an amazing asshole. The first day of the class, I didn't know really what to do. I never did Skype or anything like that. So I called the number to see, was I doing it right? What time do we call in or whatever? And he just went off. Not only did he do it to me, he did it to another sister who was in the class, and she just said, fuck it. To keep the money, send my money to Brother Bobby. While in this class, I had never seen Brother Panic. I just, heard blog talks. So I never seen him. I think it was like one video. But in the video I seen, and then the person...
Hey, I want you to pay attention to what Tom Morris just said. He said, we can simply out energy in your food, water, or any organ, make it look like a heart attack or drugs. As soon as we feel like it, fact, but no one believes it. That's why it works so well. You see what I'm saying? And that's because the poison that's being used, I'm talking about, bro, they're untraceable. Okay? They disappear instantly, and benzene is one of them. And he said we, so I'm assuming he's included in that.
That I seen, it was like, that's Brother Panic? He just was severely small, like he was going through something. I can tell, I remember in one of the classes, he took a pill and he was saying something about his kidneys acting up, or his kidney acting up or something like that. So, I took this class and, learned a lot. I learned a whole lot. But there was a couple things that happened. I remember he told Khadijah to come say hi to the class during this particular session. And
now, for the people just joining, Boby Himmit is still here with us, allegedly. I'm not confirming that he's dead. This is all allegedly.
She came over, and I saw a tall, dark-skinned woman who looked significantly older than him. And I was just like, wow, that just don't look like his type, And I just left it at that. But she looked very apparition-ish, if I can say that. She looked kind of creepy. The next session, whenever a class was going, they had family shit going on or whatever, and Khadijah comes in and she says hi to the class, but it's this light-skinned woman. Looks totally different. I said, well, maybe he got multiple wives. I didn't know, but I know what I seen the first time. I know exactly what I saw. I know what I saw. These were two different people. And I'm looking like, what happened to the dark-skinned lady? You know? During class, that's when, I got to know, well, we had I wouldn't really call it a friendship, but like a acquaintance type. He's like, Tiff, I'm gonna call you. And he gave me some, cause I sent a bunch of, when I took his class, I sent some, crocheted items to Khadijah. I made him a blanket. I made, and I asked him, I made, Dr. Alim and his Dr. Alim's wife some things. I believe her name is Kadira. And I made Brother Bobby a blanket and some fairy slippers, and his wife some things.
But see, my thing is man, why did Bobby stick around so long under this? You know, him being as intelligent as he is. Okay? And I'm speaking to him in present tense because I cannot confirm that, he's actually gone. But I'm just saying, like, why would he stick around for as long as he did, knowing the situation, being as intelligent as he was or is? It don't make sense, bro.
But don't let me get ahead of myself. I'm going to take as much time as I need to talk about what needs to be said. Bub, you want the window down? I'll wait. And I asked him, could you, get me in touch with Brother Bobby, or give me, his address so I can send them the things, I get a call from Linda. She just sounds so bubbly, so bright, so happy. And I told her, no, I hadn't made the things just yet. And I asked, I want, but I did start on Brother Bobby's blanket. And she said, well, I asked her what she wanted, and she was like, well, I like a shawl or whatever. I was like, oh, cool, no problem. I'm gonna get you a shawl. So I made a bunch of shit. I just loved the fact that I could get that close to Brother Bobby and give finally. Everything he gave to me, I could finally financially afford to send them donations. I could afford to do as much crochet as I wanted. So I ended up making him a blanket, some fairy slippers. And like I said, I made Sister Linda some things, some fairy slippers and a shawl or whatever the case may be. And she seemed very grateful. And I continued to send donations, And every time I would send a donation, she would send me back a handwritten letter saying, thank you, we appreciate you, we love you. And I just felt it made me feel so good. I was so happy. I remember telling Panic, and he was like, well, I made that happen. You know what I mean? I got you in touch with her or whatever. Just real, And I was just like, okay, nigga, whatever. And around that time, he's like, send me pictures. And I did. I sent pictures. I did. I thought, okay, this is part of being spiritual. I'm new to this. And, enamored by, someone who has all this knowledge and, who was my doorway into this level of consciousness that led me to Brother Bobby. It was Panic. So I came into the metaphysical or occult consciousness around 2009, 2010. So while in class, he would tell, all of Brother Bobby's business, just gossipy. And I just, I never liked dudes like that. Like, why would, dudes that gossip is something, something real bitchy about that. And he would just, if I felt like a lot of...
Yeah, I do agree. Like, if you gossiping, like, it's a lot of hate there, bro. Ain't nobody finna take their time out their day to gossip about you, bro. And especially if they want to say that they close to you. They want to say that they cool with you, bro. No. It's a lot of hate there, bro. If this was the case, yes, I'm 100% with him.
Whatever was going on with Brother Bobby was their business. It wasn't to be discussed among strangers, because that's what we were, So he writes a book, and in the book, he finally gets done with this book, and so he helped me out a lot as far as like shouting me out and fairy slippers and the things that I did with crochet. But right is right and wrong is wrong. So he writes the book, the first book. I think he wrote two, but the first book. And so I was excited about the book, bought the book. You know, he signed it and said, you know, whatever. But I found something very odd about Panic, because Panic wasn't the type to shout people out. He wasn't, you know, he talked about everybody. You know what I'm saying? He wasn't, you know, that was not him. And so in the book, there was an acknowledgments page. And it was full of people. And my name was among those people. I was Tiffany Messenger at the time. And I read the book. I thought the book was kick-ass, but a couple things dawned on me. Or not dawned on me, but just kind of caught my attention. And one of them was the acknowledgments. Like, why would he acknowledge all these people? Most of which he didn't even like. And I didn't really, you know, think that he would even think that much of me to acknowledge me. You know what I'm saying? So, Spirit said, over time, it revealed, he said, tear that page out and burn it, because Panic gave us all up. The classes were designed to find certain light beings and to take us out. I've had many, many, many attempts on my life from this camp. The last attempt I had was the most recent. They sent some dude. Got close to me, got a reading. I could tell this person did not.
Hey, and look, I want you to understand that this is how these occultics move. I'm talking from a standpoint of having gone through them. Okay, that's how they move, bro. They start sending people at you, bro. When you know, they start. I'm telling you, bro. Like when you start seeing certain shit, man. I remember. I never forget. I spoke one time about something that took place, bro. And I'm talking about, man. Look, they were surrounding me like sharks. You would be surprised who's involved with this type of stuff. Man, drop them names if you understand where I'm coming from. I mean, you would be surprised who was involved with this type of stuff in your community, bro. And a lot of them like to say, man, you cannot run because you go into the grocery store, they agents. I'm talking about agents of chaos. Okay? And so, see, you have to understand, like, even with Panic, right, you have to understand, like, and I would say with Boby Himmit as well, you know, we can't keep him out of the equation. You have to understand, bro, that they taught a form of, like, chaos. Okay, like, and that's what they indulged in, like, more so of what was, like, could be considered chaos magic. You see what I'm saying? So, now what I mean by that is that, like, he spoke a lot about the Baphomet. And we're going to get into the Baphomet in here because I got some videos, man, I want to show y'all, you know, concerning the Baphomet to make you clear of what it is that, you know, Panic was talking about when he spoke about the Baphomet. Okay, and this is what he used, and this is the image that he portrayed, and he pushed it. So we cannot forget, first and foremost, that Panic did come from the music industry. And I'm not saying this to say or point no fingers at Panic. I'm just giving y'all just a history, and you know, saying, you know, if we can or we can't identify with this.
Not like me at all whatsoever, but you know, I just want to send you some. I sent him. He got a read, and I sent him some fairy dust. Oh, I'm gonna send you a bunch of shit. I'm gonna send you this. I'm gonna send you that. Big box of shit. But what he sent, he had sigils on everything, and I was just like, well, why would you mark some shit? You know, that if it's for me, let me do what I want to do. And he's like, it was a bunch of shit. You know, crystals and candles and runes, and needless to say, all this shit is in the trash now. But I remember getting, you know, the next night, I called him and I thanked him for everything, and I just felt so good. I made a video about it, and I was just very, you know, happy that somebody, you know, felt that way about me. You know what I'm saying? And so I remember going to sleep, and that night I had a dream about Panic and Khadijah. And they were standing by my closet door looking very shamed and guilty about something. Like, you know how little kids get in trouble and their head go down and they just be, you know, they know their mama about to get them. Like, you know, it was that type of look. And I just felt this extreme heaviness, you know. So I called the guy, or he called or something, and I was like, I had a dream about. I told him the dream and whatever. And he was like, oh, that sounds whatever, whoop-de-whoop. He ain't really worth discussing, but just his part in this. You know, they send them. You know what I'm saying? They send them, and they do it all the time. It's shit that has happened to me I haven't ever talked about. So after this happens, there's just this, you know, I'm feeling, you know, this person is doing all type of shit. You know what I'm saying? But one thing about me, and I Panic knew this. He said, Tiffany, you always protected. And that kind of stood out to me because I was just like, how would you know unless you're trying to do some shit? So as time goes on, I kind of lost touch with Panic, and things just stopped. You know, his videos wasn't resonating. He seemed to be getting worse. The ego, the information. It was like 5 hours of talk and 5 minutes of science. After Brother Bobby, it was like Brother Bobby kept Panic in check. To me, after Brother Bobby passed, and I know he passed, it was just like, you know, no holds bars. And then he was fucking with all the people who he said he didn't like. So when I came across, when I got the information that he allegedly passed, I knew the information. I knew the dream. I knew what happened. And I was like, well, fuck, this is some big shit. Who do I talk to? You know what I'm saying? I need to talk to somebody. You know what I'm saying? Mook shot me a text, and I was like, you know, can we chop it up real quick? And we chopped it.
I don't know, man. Like, out of jealousy, man, you know, people do a lot of things out of jealousy. I like to say jealousy, man, is the root to all evil, man, because that bit of jealousy can just stretch far and beyond, right? But I just believe that they used him, bro, as an energy harvesting ritual. And like they say, if that is the case, and like they say, you know, if he's not still here with us, they're using him also to ensure that they collect money from off his name. Why would you not let a group of people who are supportive of him and love him not know what's going on with him? Like, if that was the case, if he did pass away, and I'm not validating that. I'm just saying that, you know, if he did, you see what I'm saying? Why would you not let people know, you know? In my eyes, it will only be for one reason. You feel me? I mean, I'm pretty sure people are going to be respectful enough to give you your condolences. I mean, you know, your respect. You know, they're going to send their condolences, but they're going to give you your respect as well. You feel me? The only reason I can see you trying to keep his name alive is to keep the money coming in, because I have noticed a lot of people are getting donations on a consistent basis in his name still. Okay? So, yeah, that would be the only reason I would see, you know, them keeping his name or keeping it undercover if they wanted to make money off the name.
I think later that day I came across Onyx video because I was looking for more. You know, I'm like, okay, what is this, you know, reaction to Panic's death? Because I'm not heartless, but I knew the dream. And I've been looking sideways at things for a long time when it comes to Brother Bobby. Long time. So when Sister Onyx was breaking down the recordings and the so-called conversations, or the first, you know, and what struck me, well, when she was just breaking down, you know, the information about just picking it apart, and I was like, this is shit I've been thinking about this for quite some time. Just didn't know how to put it together and where to put it, and not to be just wolf a knife out, you know, side of my neck, to really know what I'm talking about. And I was so infuriated. I was so upset because I could clearly see.
Y'all pound that like button up and share it, man. Y'all know we fighting with the algorithm. It's free to hit that like button, and it's also free to share it. It's a lot of people that want to know we live, and you can help them by just sharing.
How long was he being tortured? How long had they been doing these things to him? I'm going to put the videos in the description box. And no, I don't want y'all to email me about y'all stories, about how you felt, whatever. Make a video. Because this shit is over. The whole conscious so-called community, this shit is fucking over. All this fuckery, this shit is over. All of y'all are now falling. Not about to. All of y'all are now falling like fucking dominoes. All of y'all. Brother Rich, you know Brother Bobby was the reason for your success. And this is how all of y'all, even y'all elders, all of y'all know. All of y'all fucking know. And even y'all who know enough to say something or to do something, you done nothing. And you want to keep saying a whole bunch of dumb shit. I've never seen Brother Bobby's videos as much as I see him now. Anytime I turn on my YouTube, Brother Bobby is flooding the suggestions.
And I can validate that as well. I can. I've not, like, we live in an era of internet, okay? And I do believe that, in that sense, someone is capitalizing off of him in a case like that. But like I said, I didn't know at the time, like, the thought of him not being here hadn't quite, sunk in with me yet. Okay. So I feel like, maybe they doing this and then, at the time I felt like maybe they was doing it and then giving him the money. It was helping him in some way, form, or fashion. But yeah, I've never seen that. Like his videos on every social media site. So you can feel his presence. And I'm not saying that's a bad thing because that information that he has, it has to live on, the information that he got. It got to live on. So they not doing a bad thing by what they doing. Okay? But I feel like she's making a valid point. Drop them nads if you think that she's making a valid point.
How dare y'all? How dare y'all? And then I come across the video with Khadijah and she's saying, oh, panic passed. He went through a portal. We don't know when he died. We don't know how he died. We don't know the circumstances. We ain't seen a fucking body. But
and that's the issue. That's the biggest issue, y'all.
Through some type of fairy tale portal. And all of this is orchestrated. Because Brother Bobby been coming through to so many of us. In dreams, in visions, and y'all fucking getting y'all asses handed to y'all right about now.
Like I say, that's the biggest issue. Like, where is his, like, that's why I say, if you on here, bro, and you heard or you've seen a video of something that can validate, from somewhere, a source that's close to him that can validate that he actually passed, please let me know. Drop a 9 or say something in the comment section below, because right now, I feel like, we don't know. We cannot confirm if he's passed away or not. That's the biggest issue. And that's why I say, when it comes to Panic Man, knowing that he is a teacher of occult magic and things like that, then, even with the name Panic, y'all have to understand, Panic goes back to the Pan God, the God of nature and the God of mischief. Okay, so it goes back to that. You feel me? And then you can see how that is connected to the Baphomet, which is something that Boby Himmit is going to break down for you in the next video. Then we're going to have Pan come along and then break it down, the symbology of what it is. Okay, but I'm just saying, when we talk about that's to me an equation of the same thing that Mayor Rothschild did, okay, or Mayor Bauer did when he changed his name to Rothschild, because he understood, that by him changing the name to Rothschild and what the name Rothschild meant, meaning red shield, he was going to embody the energy of the pentacle, that 6-point gram, that that pentacle, the hexagram. I mean, he was going to embody that energy, that geometrical and numerical equation of 666. He was going to embody that. So I feel like that's what Pan did. You feel me? When we talk about, the God, the God Pan, him taking on that name, taking on that energy, and then, its connection to the Baphomet, which we're going to get in a little bit more. Let's go into it, because we know the Baphomet ain't bad. We know the history of it. And I feel like that's why we had to get that small lecture in here. Okay, let's go.
For money? Dr. Elaine? Kadira? Really, y'all? Acting like y'all so humble and y'all these teachers. See, he was fucking with y'all money. Because when he started saying this shit is about, the guys is all fuckery, all of this shit, that y'all done built y'all whole careers on, it's fucking with y'all money. And instead of y'all growing and having integrity and dignity and truth, y'all went against Brother Bobby. All of y'all. That's the only reason y'all was able to pull off what y'all did for as long as y'all had. It's been 9 years. Oh, but he been coming through.
9 years. And I want to say, you know, when we talk about the number 9 man being connected to the divine, that could be validation. It's been 9 years, y'all. Now, how much of Bobby can we say that we actually seen within that 9 years? Now, when I say how much of Bobby have we actually seen, I mean, how much of him physically, how many pictures, how much of have we ever seen, you know, because in my opinion, I just feel like there's going to be some pictures floating around somewhere, some recent pictures. I don't care. Someone snapped the picture on accident. He in the background. He's somewhere. You see what I'm saying? So with that being said, like, you know, it's been 9 years. I mean, that's a long time. You feel me? So
this whole panic death, it's not real. I went in to try to find him. It's not real. I felt nothing. I picked up on nothing. When Brother Bobby was alive, that's when panic brought the fire. That's when his lectures was fire. After Brother Bobby, all that shit went downhill. They wanted to take that light. They wanted to emulate that light. And Brother Panic was severely jealous of Brother Bobby. All of you were. He wasn't fucking with half of y'all. How dare you? How dare you insult our intelligence? And if you listen to the conversation that he supposedly had with Dr. Aleem, he's not even talking to Dr. Aleem. Dr. Aleem is just plugging in, yup, to make it seem like they having some fucking conversation when they were not.
Yeah, because editing, if you know anything about editing, you can make anything sound or look like it's real, especially when we talk about audio. It's easier to make an audio look real than it would be a visual. So I feel like that's why I feel like she's making some very, very valid points. Drop them nines if y'all think she's making some very valid points. Delisha say, please give me a recap on what is going on. I haven't been on social media. Delisha, I ain't seen you in a minute, Miss Ingram. Okay, well, since you here, let me go ahead and give you a recap, Goddess. We just trying to see what's going on with Bobby, y'all, because we ain't seen him in a minute with the recent allegations of panic passing and the effect that it has on the conscious community, y'all. We want to dig into what's going on with Bobby because it's a lot of allegations that Bobby ain't, here with us no more. Bobby been gone for a while now. And I just seen a more recent interview that I should have snagged, y'all, where someone was on his podcast saying he knows, he heard it. This ain't no, he say, she say, he can validate that. He can validate that. But the family, I guess, don't want it to get out. I'm like, for what reason? For what reason? You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, that's it in a nutshell.
I'm so disappointed in y'all elders. I'm so fucking disappointed in y'all.
Demond Bailey say, bro, no. This is the thing. We're saying these are all allegations. We cannot confirm this. And I said that at the beginning of the live for the people who don't come in. We can't confirm anything. We just saying, is it a possibility that Bobby is already gone? We got to touch on Bobby to get into this. And like I say, when you know about, like, look, y'all, it should come as no surprise. All of them have admitted to being occultists. Okay? Anytime you seen Panic, he had the Baphomet playing in the back of him. So that means that he subscribed to that chaotic energy that the Baphomet, brought. Because if I'm not mistaken, I would say that, to me, it's more like along the lands of like seagull magic and things like that, which is a chaotic energy. Okay. And, in my opinion, I feel like, Anybody who know or read or have did any research on magic, they tell you when it comes to like chaotic magic, you don't want to tap into that type of stuff. But I will say this: they've been evolved in this type of stuff. You have to understand this is something they subscribe to and they live by on a day-to-day basis. So when it comes to giving up blood to get what they want or get where they're going, bro, that ain't nothing new to them. You shocked by that? You don't think it's possible? You feel me? This is something that they subscribe to. They talk about it all the time, but let's go ahead and check this out. You feel me? So that's why I say let's dig into it and see if it's 100.
He just supposed to die, and we just supposed to forget about him.
Thanks for the stars, Cleo Williams.
And in the age of digital, why was there never a video recording of Brother Bobby after his stroke? Why wasn't he recorded, talking and video? Why we couldn't see? Why is it just this funky ass picture of somebody that ain't even him? We hear him talking behind this picture. You think we was gonna really just forget about him and he was gonna be swept under the rug? And Brother Panic had the audacity to make a video talking about y'all been kissing his ass. Nigga, fuck you. And you don't get a chance to die just yet. Just yet. All of you charlatans. All of you. And there's so many of y'all. And those of us who have souls, is so little of us. Oh, but the light is shining. Oh, but the light is shining. This whole portals of Pan is trying to hold down the light. Brother Bobby is now rising. And he will have his veneration. We will send Brother Bobby off right. My heart is so broken when I think about what must have happened to him and how long. Like, nobody gonna ride for Bobby. And those of us who are speaking are those of us who got these small platforms. It's just like with Nipsey. Nobody gonna tell the fucking truth. Nobody in his family gonna say, fuck that Eric Holder shit. This is what happened and this is why he was killed. Nobody gonna ride.
Man, it's like that in every like, to me, that should not come as a surprise, bro. It's like that every time we lose somebody who stepped forward and, gave out some real truth or did something amazing. Like,
he just posted
if that's the case.
With everything he gave. And all of us, we just, oh, Brother Bobby, I learned so much. And they just throwing his name around like confetti. Brother Panic ain't dead, y'all.
Hey, and at this point, man, it just gives me like Tupac vibes, the Machiavelli whole situation. And I bet you if you dig into Machiavelli, he subscribed, to the, he's subscribed to the occultic lifestyle, okay? Because if you know anything about Tupac and his history, he was introduced to that lifestyle early on, okay? But the whole faking the death thing, that's a part of the whole occult thing, which, when we get into the next video, one of the guys, they're going to talk about that. They're going to talk about how, that's something that they believe in because through faking they death, I guess they feel like they achieved something. Excuse me. All right. But yeah, that's,
It's all a shit show.
And like I said, like right now, we don't have any proof that Panic is actually gone, y'all. That's the biggest issue. Like, he just disappeared, y'all. One day he was here, then the next day somebody just came. Well, his wife just stepped up and said, "Hey, he passed away." Well, hey, what was he sick before this? What happened? Because there was no. But I will say this, like I said, a lot of his lectures and things like that. You know, he taught on a occult anyway, but he talked about transitioning. You know, having the ability of transitioning, because you know when we talk about the Tibetan book of living and dead, you know, or the Egyptian book of living and dying or death. You feel me? Y'all know what I'm talking about. When you talk about that, they've already told us how to travel through the astros in terms of going back home. But I'm saying, could that be an indication that he was transitioning already, or he was planning on transition, or something was going on in his life? I don't know. But I will say everything is looking real odd right now, y'all. It's looking real odd right now. Hey, Demon Bailey, whenever you want to come on, Demon Bailey, just hit my inbox. Follow me. I mean, come through my inbox on Instagram. You can come on.
Please come for me, because I can use the target practice. Just like you've been coming for me.
Yes, you hit it on the head. The Egyptian Book of Dead. But lately he had been hitting on that. Panic has been hitting on that, like, more so lately.
And you have been utterly unsuccessful. What y'all underestimated was how much we loved Brother Bobby, because he saved our lives. How dare you? When you go listen to the Real Lights video and the dream she had, you gonna see exactly. So everything she said, I start putting my pieces together, that I actually had the experience. I seen it with my own eyes. I was there. And I told y'all in my videos, this is us doing this shit. See, what happened with this whole conscious community shit, they was just supposed to keep us in this fucking infinity loop shit. Thinking we learning shit because everybody's making it sound so fantastical, and it just sounds so complicated, and I just gotta get in there. It's all fucking bullshit. Because these people are thieves. What was Panic's friend name? Dame, who was doing the t-shirt that I never got. Never got my t-shirt. I paid for it though. And when I contacted him about refunding because I didn't get my shirt, he said he couldn't send it because it had been too long. And sent me some bogus tracking number that is stuck in someplace, but they are all thieves.
Now, I feel like in that situation, man, she just can't, you can't put everybody in a category alone. Now, I understand that you're feeling some type of way about, this situation. You feel me? But you can't put everybody in that same thing, in that same bundle.
All thieves. I don't drink. I don't smoke, never have. I'm not under any influence of a mushroom or anything like that. I'm under the influence of truth. And since you want to play with this shit, the king of bullshit has just failed. And every one of y'all gonna fall like dominoes. And it's happening. And it's happening. How dare you? One thing about the crucified Christ is the Christ rises. And he's been rising in all of us. From this point on, this shit is going a whole nother way. it's going a whole nother way. Spirit has said the strongholds have been lifted. We have been and we are victorious. They wanted to hold us down on every level, family. On every level. And my question is, it's like, I know Brother Bobby used to talking about certain goddesses and, who was his team. Like, where are all these people? Where's all the people who really love Brother Bobby? Who was his right hand? Where are all these people?
Hey, what I want y'all to understand is this, man. Look, man. How many people can you say truly love you, man? We get that mistaken, bro. Like, half the time when people end up in situations like this, it be from the people that you thought loved you the most. That's big facts, bro. Like, let's be for real. It be from the people that, man, ain't nobody that's not around you on a day-to-day basis thinking about you to the extent. And even if they was, you wouldn't be the person that they choose to underhand or nothing like that because they not, they ain't around you on a day-to-day basis. It be the motherfuckers around you that see what you doing, that see your light shining brightly, bro, that don't like that shit, bro. And whether you believe it or not, they get envious to this point, bro. And it don't beat to the back, because you have to understand, bro, I wouldn't say that Bobby was a rich person. And because I'm saying, like, if you've been here from the beginning of the video, then you understand that I said I don't know too much about Bobby, don't know too much about Panic, okay? We just having a conversation here. We just trying to get into the midst of something. But I'm just saying, like, in general, bro, you can't trust nobody. You feel me? That's crazy, bro. Like, it be the ones that come close to you, bro. Like, and like I'm gonna say, like, you have to understand, bro, that, when we see what's taking place on a day-to-day basis, bro, if you've been opening your eyes to what's been going on around you, I'm talking about since the year 2020 all the way up until present day, then you can see the same tactics that they use against Bobby, they've been using even in society, all around you, right? We talking about all the mass heart attacks. I have to continuously say these things, y'all. I have to, because I got to sit that right in front of you to understand, bro, that what she's saying is not far-fetched. Okay, because she's saying, okay, that he was poisoned. People do that, bro. I keep telling y'all about benzene, bro, and how benzene, once it connects with the blood, you have to go to the hospital instantly. And 9 times out of 10, by the time you make it to the hospital, it's going to already been left. But it's going to give you so many different reactions, y'all. You're going to have like almost asthma attacks, bone aches. You're going to have heart palpitations. You're going to get all of this from benzene, okay? You feel me? And it's going to be untraceable. And for months, as long as you stay away from it, bro, you ain't going to be able to be around certain things. You ain't going to be able to be to wash up with certain things, smell certain things. Like, bro, this is real, bro. Ain't none of this fake. She's solid, bro, on what she's saying. You feel me? Say, bro, Bobby was a follower of Dr. York. I'm not saying that he's not. Demon, that's why I say I haven't got in, but you have to understand, Dr. York is the father of all this. Understand that, okay? But with that being said, you feel me? Say Dr. York, Black Devil, that's big facts. But what I'm saying is this, I'm not saying, I'm not going against that, but what I'm saying is this, what happened to him? He's been gone for a while now. He's been gone, y'all. And I want to know, like, I just say when I ran across this video, because this is what sparked everything, okay? I said she made some valid points. We have not seen him. They saying that he's still here. They still making money off his name. Somebody making money off his name if he did pass away. I mean, where is he at? And I say that with all respect, bro. This is not being, I'm not disrespecting nobody else. Look, Demon say Dr. Devil.
Where are all these oracles? Where are all these people? And he kept telling us about Obatala. Oh, he was asking for help. And when he comes to us, family, this is one thing I want you to understand.
Facts, what Denzel said. He said, vaccines, then all the heart attacks, and athletes dropping out. All that goes hand in hand, y'all. It's a never ending cycle. They use the same thing over and over.
For those of y'all who haven't had the visitation, Brother Bobby don't come broke down. He don't come asking for help in the sense of he don't know what to do. He comes giving us guidance. Like, this is what it is. Do this. ABC, you know what I mean? He come through like way stronger than he was when he was on the planet. He come through glorious. And I remember,
that's big facts, man, Murray.
when I was having when I was with the guy that they sent, having exchanges with him, and I was watching a Brother Bobby tape, and he was saying how he used to talk shit about Martin Luther King. Martin Luther King came and kissed him on the forehead, you know, and was just, you know, pretty much thanking him, you know. And I remember Brother Bobby, I was in the bathroom at the house I lived in at the time. And
my bad, Demetrius, Sandy. You know, there's so much going on. What was you saying, God?
he kissed me on my forehead. Came in there with his wife. It was a woman who I thought to be Linda. And he kissed me on my forehead, and he told me he was proud of me. And now I understand, because he knew I would make this video. The fuckery is over, family.
Now look, y'all. Danielle Davis say poison is one of their favorite tricks because it's a damn untouchable, or it's damn untraceable. Most times, it looks like other issues. That's big facts. You hit it right on the head, Danielle. It looks like other issues, bro. They're associated with other things, bro. So if they can't directly trace it back to these toxic metals, then, or these specific toxic metals, they're gonna overlook it. And half the time, the doctors don't want to do that, y'all. They want to put you through it. They want to put you through it, because when we talk about somebody like Boby Himmit, if that is the case, okay, then it was a gang of motherfuckers involved with that. Understand that. They ain't just get him out by himself, bro. He's heavily involved in the occult. Okay? So now, I want to say that this is what, started this whole thing, y'all. It started me to say, damn, what's going on with Boby? And I heard it a couple times, especially when we talk about what's going on with Panic. Okay? Now, we'll say when it comes to Panic, I think it's like indifference in the community, because what it is that he brought to the community. Okay? So, he brought him and Boby Himmit brought the whole teachings of the Baphomet to the community. Now, I want to say, it was not nothing that, from what I could tell, he really worshiped. He really cared about. He talked good about it, but he also talked bad about it. Okay? So I would say it was a balance there. You see what I'm saying? But at the same time, I just say, when we talk about what happened with all the allegations that's being made with Boby and, Bobby's wife and Panic, being involved with, the alleged possible passing of Boby Himmit, then, I would say it's not too far-fetched because of the things that they talk, the things that they believe in, especially when we talk about, from a Baphometic standpoint, all right? And with that being said, I just want to educate people on what the Baphomet is, because I know there's going to be a lot of people that's going to get on and say, bro, what the Baphomet, that's our people, that's our stuff, they took it. But what I want you to understand is this. Bro, when we talk about occultic magic, bro, it's all about intent. What was the intent that the symbolism is being used for is what really matters. Okay? That's what really matters. And the Moors, bro, they knew that if then nobody else knew that. Them teaching them what they know when we talk about magic. Okay? But yeah, let's dive into this, man, in terms of, what Boby Himmit, for those of you who don't know what the Baphomet is, you feel me? And, let's dig in this history. Let's dig into it.
Word night is another word, not for the night as far as darkness is as the night, but the night as black as the blackamoors. To be a night was to be black. You see what I'm saying? So they set up the Knights Templar. Now, in so many words, the Knights Templar, when they set this word up, they venerated a version of the goat god Pan, which was, remember, Saturn, the black planet, Osiris, god of the perfect black, and venerated, for those people who don't know, they raised up this symbol of the goat god Pan to honor their teachers. Because the goat god Pan is after Saturn. Saturn is the black god.
Now, hold on. I want you to understand. He just said a mouthful right there. He said Saturn is the black god. Now, who came from Saturn? We had this conversation, y'all. Who was Pan? If you know anything about the Pan, the god Pan, then you understand that he was a god of mischief and what was he? And the god of nature. He was a god of nature and a god of mischief. Okay, and so this is where we get the whole acronym, or the whole, you know, panic, okay, panic attack, so on and so forth. This is what came from them, because if you go back in the history, then you understand who Pan was. Pan was basically, if I'm not mistaken, he helped I can't think of his name, but he helped one of the gods with Zeus get back together. So the god blessed him, okay, in a nutshell. He blessed him to become a god, and he became the god of nature. So anyone that would come into that forest, Pan would basically scare their ass up out of there, bro. He would make them panic, okay, in fear, okay. And so that's where the whole Pan or panic come from, or pansexual, and you know that the whole terminology of that comes from this, okay. Y'all drop them names if y'all understand where I'm coming from.
Capricorn. So the goat, so to venerate that as the god of darkness, or Saturn, the dark planet, or what they call the black coalman. The black coalman, the Baphomet is none other than a symbol of the completed man, the black head, the Negro head, the Turk's head that appeared in the countrysides, and a crusader substitute that said chant word to find knowledge. So in so many words, they said that what they did to honor their teachers, the Moors, the blackamoors, they venerated the goat god Pan, which was the Saturn, the black planet, to commemorate the black head of their black teachers. And so the symbol of the...
So now look, this is the point that I'm trying to make, and I want to tell y'all this. This is why this teaching is so indifferent, and I do advise anybody not to walk toward this type of teaching, because it's a chaotic teaching. That's what I want you to understand. He just told you what it was. Pan and his connection to the devil, bro. Don't overlook that. And his connection to Saturn. See, this is how the goat became the all time. Or y'all think goat mean the greatest of all time? No. This is how the goat became that head that was worshipped. He's given to you. It comes from the goat, the god Pan. Okay, so if you know anything about Pan, we can get a little bit deeper into the history of Pan. Pan was a goat. He was half goat, half human. Okay, and he was so ugly that he would scare all of these sirens away. Okay, until eventually he stumbled across these twigs that made a sound because he lost his love. One of the I think the Cupid decided to play a game with him, hit him with an arrow. This is the story. He hit him with an arrow, y'all, and then he ended up Pan ended up chasing one of the sirens around because they was afraid of Pan. They thought that he was ugly, so he chased her and she prayed to the gods to basically save her, and she ended up getting away. He snatched them twigs, found out that these twigs worked, and these end up eventually coming pan flutes or something like that. Y'all drop them names if y'all understand where I'm coming from. You feel me? So then it talks about see me on the gram, Demond Bailey. That's facts. But then it talks about how basically he started to learn how to play these flutes so good that the sirens started to love him. He became a symbolism of charm, so on and so forth. Okay, so but they show you how it become connected to Saturn, okay, which is connected to Satan and the creation, okay, and then you feel me, so on and so forth.
Baphomet, which was called the Baphomet, was a symbol of the Moors because they said that they were the perfected man.
Right, now he's giving you the symbolism, but I don't want y'all to overlook the fact that it's connected to Saturn. Okay, it's all about the intent. You know who the Moors were? They were rooted in magic deeply. Okay,
the black Moors were the perfected man. The Moors, the perfected man, the black man, and that is where the Baphomet comes from. Later on, this thing goes around Europe, and it is also later on in the 1950s is venerated again with Gerald Gardner, who is the father of modern witchcraft. They worship the Sabbatic goat, the black man, which is also called the green man. Osiris is a black man. He is also the green man. The green man is the god of nature. That's where the horns on the head comes from. The goat, when they showed the horns on the head, in ancient world, they were talking about the god of nature, the goat god Pan. These particular ones, when they showed these with the horns on the head, they were talking about being one with nature.
What happens, Sticky Wild? I can't see them all, y'all. If I don't get to y'all, it's not be doing that purposefully. It's just I can't see them all. But what was you saying, Sticky Wild?
The horns of the head of Hathor, the cow goddess, later on, not only did she become the golden calf, the evil golden calf in Hebrew, the cow goddess, the horns off of her head became the head on the horns of the devil, as far as the god Canaan. All that is in a book called The Devil by Jeffrey Burton Russell. The Devil by Jeffrey Burton Russell. Another one of his books is called Satan, the Early Christian Tradition. And they show how all of these particular things got turned into Satan. They took ancient iconology and turned it into Satan. But the Baphomet is none other than the Moor. And that is why all your Masonic figures and all of your Wiccan figures, they got a group in somewhere in Poland. One of their things is for their women to go on the astral plane and fuck the Baphomet so that they can go to a higher level. The Baphomet is none other, number one, all the Baphomet, Jesus, and all that's the same thing. But they're talking about ultimately the nature and the energy of the black man, and ultimately where you get the Baphomet that later on the goat god, the one that was drawn by Lippius Levi in the 1800s, that particular one that was drawn by him, I don't know if it was 1700, 1800, I think it was 1800. I have to go back and check. My mind is going to blink. But that's the standard one now. And then later on, the Baphomet was drawn by H. Geiger. H. Geiger drew the book in the 1970s called the Necronomicon. And he draws the Baphomet and he puts dreadlocks on the Baphomet. And they took those, first of all, they took his drawings and made the movie Aliens. 1979. Then they made the rest of the Alien movies based on H. Geiger's information. You still on?
Yeah, we got you.
Okay. And then later on they came with the Predator with the dreadlocks. All that is from H. Geiger's Necronomicon. But he threw the Baphomet again. The Baphomet. So all your esoteric groups, they worshiping the black man. So if Jay-Z and Beyonce is worshiping the Baphomet, I am proud for them and proud of them. That's a good thing. That's a good thing. The Baphomet is Saturn. So if you worship Jesus, you worship Saturn because Jesus is born out of.
I'll most definitely inspire eventually, yes, Pan-African and everything. It all roots back to the god Pan, whether they gonna admit it or not.
A Capricorn. You see what I'm saying? And Capricorn, so we talking about astrological, but the black planet. So ultimately this thing is astrological, alchemical, astronomical. Now on the astronomical stuff, all that stuff comes from the star Sirius. Nomo, the star Sirius, which is the fish, which is the fish. If you take the fish of Jesus and take the two ends off of the fish that the Christians is riding around, you will see it's a vesica, look like a football. The vesica is nothing but the vagina. With nothing but the vagina. And let her on wash it for a couple of days and see don't it smell like fish. You see, they say we come from the sea. We come from the sea. That's why if you see in the movie in the last Pirates of the Caribbean, that woman Calypso in the movie, when she rose up, she had all the fish come from up under her. But that's also a form of Leviathan, and that's also a form of Jesus, the great fisherman. But Jesus is none other than Horus, a Heru. And Horus comes with his brother that's on the inside of him, which is Set. There's always two twins. It's Horus Set in Egypt mythology. Another one is Khonsu, and he had a twin brother that didn't come to the physical earth. And then you have Krishna, the dark god, but he has a brother named Balarama. There's always these twin gods. They call them Arasa twins in voodoo. It's always those. The twin god in Christianity is Jesus and Mary Magdalene. She's the dark twin, but she anoints him. So what they did here, they just changed the mythology around. You see what I'm saying? But Mary Magdalene is the twin of Jesus, and you could even say Judas is the so-called dark twin when you go into other science when it comes to this now. What does the Mary Magdalene being the twin? Because you got to realize if you look at the Baphomet on one side of him has breasts on one side, it's male on one side and female on the other side, and that's what they're really talking about. The Baphomet is both what is called the androgynous figure, and the androgynous figure becomes the devil. It's the androgynous figure because that's what we used to be, androgynous, until we were split in two, and now we've been constantly searching for ourselves. But what we're searching for in women is our feminine half, and what women are searching for in men is the masculine half, but it's all on the inside of us. When you reunite those things, they become the Baphomet. The perfected man. That's why you see the Baphomet picture. You'll see one side of his female and one side is male. If you go to India, Bishaitan, which later on is Shiva, he's both Shiva Hermaphrodite or Shiva Ardravadra, which is also both male and female. So these are the same concepts, but the Baphomet that they're worshiping is none other than the Saturn form of Jesus, or the Saturn form of Horus, which is also the Saturn, which means the black man, God, or the perfect black Osiris. That particular one is none other than the Baphomet they're worshiping in Europe is the Moors. So we have the witches worshiping the Moors. The Wiccans are the biggest. The Wiccans are the biggest group, becoming one of the biggest groups in the world now. They got the fastest growing book, and they all worship the black man, the Sabbatic goat. They worship the Moors.
Hey, it get deep, y'all. So, like, I want y'all to understand that this history is positive, but it all goes back to, no matter what, bro, the intent that it's being used for. See, yeah, that is a science. You feel me? So when I say, but I feel like, I got one of the videos that I have, man, he's going to touch on, how this actually affected the hip hop community, pan presence, and bringing this teaching into the hip hop community and allowing this black face to be added to it. You feel what I'm saying? What, in terms of, because you have to understand this science, it was a lot of people that was not of our culture, right? That was not accepting this science in the beginning. No one accepted this science. This was something that no one talked about until Boby Himmit came along and Panic. Okay. And Panic coming from the industry. Okay. It says a lot, bro. He made this teaching acceptable in there. But let's hear what Panic had to say about this too, man. Because as I said, Panic, this is something that he heavily subscribed to, y'all. He subscribed to it all the way to the point where he, every time he did a live, he had the Baphomet in the back of him, y'all. Let's go ahead and look at this.
On that same note, as you're talking about, the effects and the influences, how it affects our mind, how we register it, and how to kind of change us. Now, I want you to elaborate on this, and I know you can do this better than most on this topic. This week, actually, what came up, I was getting a lot of questions because I'm finding out people that claim to be into the occult and metaphysics. For an example, I had some fool email me about Baphomet, and for an example, most people on the surface, to show you how we've been indoctrinated, people will hear that term, the ignorant will all of a sudden start conjuring up images of, the Illuminati and Satanism, and because they don't understand the energies that Baphomet represents. In the process, for an example, somebody that might, if they hear the word Baphomet, and the mind has already been systematically programmed with all these negative aspects that on the surface idiots automatically associated with, and then you all of a sudden explain to them the basic stuff like, well, you have the goat face of the man, which represents the masculine energy, the breast of the female, which represents the female energy, the finger pointing up, which represents as above, so below, with the finger pointing down, the four elements.
And I want y'all to take note, man. Y'all like this up and share it for me too, man. Take note that this is the same pose that we see Jesus doing too, in a lot of the imagery that they give of him.
These are just symbols or energies, for an example, that this so-called deity Baphomet ties in. When you go to the essence of it, and you see that you remove the spookism from it, would this be a system for somebody that thinks most definitely inspired adventures? It's associated with, say, Satanism and devil worship, which is fictitious, as you explained on the last show. Would a basic form of reprogramming the subconscious mind would be getting into the essence of the aspect of the energies that's projected from the deity Baphomet? Would that be a minor system of
first of all, what occultists did, because they understood what I've been telling everybody tonight, which is really a fucking gem. I know they feel they understand it, but really this show is really a very profound one because it will separate men from the boys if you actually did the work. But nobody's going to do the work. But let's pretend you will. So understanding the concept of the conscious mind and the subconscious mind, those things that you explained, the wings and the astral world,
Oh yeah, Dimitri Stanley. Yeah, I am aware. If you go down my timeline, we've spoken on that. Matter of fact, we just spoke on, the fact that it was more than one God, Yeah, I'm aware of that.
The crown, lit up crown, his illuminated. The man and woman actually is talking about androgyny and the yin balance, as above, so below. He's in the yoga pose, which represents he's mastered Earth.
Dency, Godzins, you have to understand where he's coming from. He's saying that even when you go to the etymology of the word, when you go into the word Elohim, you have to understand the language that the word Elohim comes from is not a singular word. It means Gods. It's a plural word. It means more than one, but it's a little deeper.
He's mastered the spirit of the crown. He's illuminated. He has the caduceus in his stomach, kundalini. All of these are symbols for the subconscious mind. But made him with this evil smile on his face for what? The conscious mind. They understood in these groups, in these initiation things, if the conscious person sees that and go, oh, that's not for me, that's another way of saying he hasn't worked with the subconscious mind. Because if his subconscious mind, who understands symbols, would have seen all of this shit.
Right.
Technically, while we're trying to explain what Baphomet is, the real answer as an occultist is to let the motherfuckers be. Because because if they see it and it scares them, that means they're only looking at the surface. Because I just said about 5 or 6 fucking things that are in there, and that's everything. They like Kundalini, they like Yin Yang, they like the astral world, they like the chakras, they like the illuminated crown chakra, they like yoga, they like the astral world. That's all in there. So if you cannot see that, that means you're not looking.
See, and I'm going to keep it real with you, man. When it comes down to the teachings of the Baphomet and things like that, bro, I have not dug deep into that, but I will from here. Believe that. Because I ain't going to lie, I'm not one of them type of guys that I allow people to come along and just tell me anything, right? I understand what you're trying to say, how all of the things that we're talking about is connected in this, and this is just, we understand where it comes from. We know the history of it, okay? But, when we talk about occultic magic, we know intent is everything, bro. So, like I say, we can't be fooled, y'all. We cannot be fooled by people who want to use these signs and symbols, bro, and say, oh, yeah, well, you know what? I'm using it because, of its connection to the truth. But the whole time, they got malice reasons behind using it. Do you see what I'm saying? So that's why I say, bro, and then just coming into the industry and you giving people this type of science, you have people just want to tap into this type of chaotic science, right? Because that's what it is, right? You have them tapping into that, and then, something happened in their life that's going to be effed up because they don't understand it, bro. They don't understand this really and truly. Y'all drop them names if you understand what I'm saying. You feel me? So I'm going to most definitely dig into it and see. I want to see, because, you making it sound good, but, I want to see,
with your mind, your true mind, which is the subconscious. You're looking with your ego. So all of these titans in the dark and the demons, if you really study them, the demon means genius. Demon is melanin. So when you see it and you're like, that's not for me, that's the white man, that stays out, that means you're really explaining how much work you have not done. I don't give a fuck what Nubian or Moor or Black Jesus Society you have been in. That really, as the occultist who knows the score on how this thing is actually measured, you just showed your worth.
Right.
It concealed in this smile of Baphomet is everything you niggas are supposed to be. But if you can't get past the devilish smile, you're telling me who you are. We don't have to discuss. Well, that really meant that it was the Templars and Euphrates Levy created it in 1849. But he was white. But he was the Moor. But this is the Templar. But the Templars were really black. I ain't got to do all that shit with you. You just show me in your subconscious mind, because there are people who've never seen it before. Being that he is Pan as well. My name is Pan, so I have a connection. I don't really have a connection with it more than anybody else. I made a connection with it more than anybody else.
And I feel like that was important what he just said. He don't have a connection to it. He made a connection to it. Y'all drop them names if you understand what I'm saying. It goes back to when we talk about Mayor Bauer, okay, who changed his name to Mayor Rothschild. Okay. You have to understand, Mayor Bauer changed his name to Rothschild because he understood by changing his name to Rothschild, with Rothschild having the meaning of red shield, it would directly connect, him and that energy of that hexagram that he was trying to embody the frequency, the strength of. Okay. So, because he understood that hexagram, right, which is looked at as the highest source of sorcery and magic, right? Okay, he understood that it had a geometrical and numerical equation of 666, and he wanted to take on that energy. And that's the same thing Pan is saying in this situation. He took on the image of Pan, the god of nature, the god of mischief. You feel me? And basically, we understand now that Pan is also connected to the dark god of Saturn, which we know is Hallel. You see what I'm saying? So, I mean, like, I'm finna dig into it, y'all. Don't even worry about it. We're going to get deep into it, but I'm just trying to give y'all the man state in which they talk, because we taking steps here. Okay, I just want to show y'all what it is they teach before we find out why it is Pan end up getting knocked off, and then we get into other thought processes, okay? Let's go.
It means something to me. So you'll see this all around me. Chains, whips, and dips, and all sorts of 5-pointed stars. See, the 5-pointed star, 5 times, see, the number 7, see, look, niggas don't even, look. The number 70 is the 72 Goetians and the 72 angelic forces, which is the yin yang. These 72 are the 72 conspirators of Set. Set's the pineal, Satan's the pineal. There's 72 chakras on your pineal gland alone. Minor chakras. Those 72 chakras on your pineal have names. Those are the 72 Goetians. Solomon holds back these 72 demons with his 5-pointed star ring. What's 5 times 72? 360. The circle that you put them in is the circle of the 5 points. The 5-pointed stars of Baphomet are each 5 points of the limb, which is 72. In the book Cyclomancy, which I've been trying to tell you, he tells you how to deify each of your limbs, each of your 5 pieces, which are 72.72. There's 72 points, 172 of light, which is the moon. This shit is all connected. And niggas is Baphomet good or bad? Such a lame conversation. Such a fucking lame conversation.
Hey, but you know what though? I will say this, man. He says that this is something that he has not basically. He don't worship it. Like I said, he's talked bad about it and everything because he said that it holds no weight in terms of religious beliefs. Okay, that's what he says. But we're going to get into that, y'all. And so I feel like I had to show y'all all of that, right? Because, it's necessary to know, who it is that we dealing with when we ask the question about Boby Himmit. When we ask the question about, is Pan really still amongst us right now? I feel like everything that we just learned in this minute with the thought process of, him being connected to the cult and believing in all of these things, bro, then, we could see why it's a possibility that he might want to fake his death, okay? And it's a possibility that why him and Boby Himmit, his wife, could have wanted to poison him along the way, okay? So let's go ahead. Let's get into this next video, man. I'm debating, man. Do I want to have all of you already seen the video from Khadijah, Pan's wife, basically saying that he had passed away? I found it kind of odd. I found it kind of odd, okay? See, and I'm going to show, let me see.
All right.
Okay, hold on. This ain't it. This the wrong one.
All right. Hey.
Hold on. Y'all know I'm going through the motions.
All right. Hey.
Okay, you know what? That might be the one. Let's see. But yeah, I found this one kind of
All right. Hey.
I kind of found this video kind of strange, y'all. Okay? And the reason I say that, the only reason I found it strange is because we just seen this situation take place when we talk about what took place with Skinbone. When they was coming forth and they was, you know, he was telling his side, you know, he had the glasses on. We know the eyes are the you know, the windows of the soul. So we need to see your eyes when things like this is taking place. And I'm going to tell y'all another thing that absolutely shocked me about this. The person sitting right here is B.O.B. Okay, I was wondering where B.O.B. was. Whole time he hanging out with Panic now. You feel me? I'll drop them names like it up and share it. You feel me? He hanging out over here. You feel me? I'm like, bro, I did not know this was B.O.B. And old girl snap, bro. It was one, man, if you ever seen the other lab, man, she made allegations of Khadijah and Pan. I mean, and I guess B.O.B., you know, lounging around. Or, you know what I mean, having intercourse. She made big allegations. You feel me? So that could be the church. That could be many groups. That could be the church. That could be, I see some, you see, say, I see Lioness Fiona say, I see some people are really don't understand all of the confusion that the fallen angels brought. Oh yeah, but look, here we go. Check this out, right? Let's see what she had to say about Pan and his past. And I say the reason I want to look into this because I want to look into the possibility of this being an energy ritual. I'm just gonna keep it solid. That's what I want to look into. Why does he want to fake his death, and what is it that they think they accomplished from? You know, when we talk about occultists and them faking their deaths, because like I say, it goes back to Tupac and him associating himself with Machiavelli. And Machiavelli actually, you know, I know he was connected to the occult, okay? And him faking his death as well. You feel what I'm saying? Machiavelli, that is, all right? But yeah, let's listen.
All right. Hey, family. We up here chilling. And yes. And we come today with a little bit of sad news. My king, my husband, my tonight, brilliance and how he could take a. I will do my best tonight to describe such a great man. The best word to describe him is brilliant. Brilliant.
See, a lot of people had issues with this because they felt like she wasn't compassionate enough. They felt like her feelings weren't there. You feel me? In terms of having to lose someone. So they said that's a big reason why they think that, she acted.
All right, y'all. I'll do my best to describe a great man. The best word to describe Brother Panic is his brilliance. Such brilliance in his teaching, brilliance in his delivery, brilliance in how he could take a complex topic or subject and break it down in parts that made it so much easier for people to understand. So we honor my brother, my man, my God, my king, Brother Panic, as we all celebrate with y'all and now reach out to y'all and let you know that he transitioned without no foul play. He transitioned, there's no agents involved, there's no CIA, no Illuminati, no FBI. The portal started to open for him. We saw it. He transitioned. He passed through.
But see, this is the issue everybody have. They're like, a portal opened, he transitioned, but there was no indication of him being sick, ill, or anything. There was no mention of this at all as well. So what do you mean a portal opened? Where did he pass from? Where is all this coming from? Okay. And so I say, after I seen the video, then boom, this come out of nowhere. Now Panic all of a sudden has passed away, bro. And no one can say what it is that he passed away from. No one can absolutely confirm what it is that Panic allegedly passed away from. Okay. Thanks for the stars. I think it's D Nice Goodness. I apologize if I'm not pronouncing your name properly. But yeah, he passes away and they don't know what, they can't even say. He just passed. He just went through a portal. A portal just opened. What happened? What he seen and he just went. He just decided just to go. Like, I don't understand this, bro. Like, this is what not making sense. And like I said, if you know what he actually transitioned from, feel free to drop that in the comment section. Because I want to know. If you got a video, drop that in the comment section because I want to know, or put it in my inbox because I want to know. That's why I say, is this a possible energy ritual?
Foul play. So we can all have a lot of peace of mind with that. And
You know, it was the first time I talked to Penny. We talked on the phone for like 9 hours. And I want to know what makes Bob so special that he gets to sit down. What's the whole connection with this situation right here? That was they close? And I don't know. Like I said, I don't really know. I haven't really, been in the panic like that. But are they close? Why does he get to sit down? And it was from like 9 p.m., 10 p.m. to like 6 in the morning. And, we immediately became family. You know what I mean? Everybody with us, has treated me like family. And, they always say it's a family you're born with and a family you choose. And, whenever you connect with somebody like that, instantly, that speaks volumes, man. Like it speaks, that's some shit that's beyond time. I used to always tell Penny, I'm like, bro, you bend time and space when you talk, bro. Because you're like, how we be talking for so long and it don't feel like it's been that long. And yeah, man.
We can all vouch for that one.
Yeah. and I think, before Penny crossed over, I used to wonder about death a lot, and I was kind of skeptical on how connected are we to our ancestors and our loved ones on the other side. And when he crossed over, man, his energy and his spirit came through even stronger. And it's like I could communicate with him more. And it was a sign, you know what I mean? Hey, you know what? I felt that way too, and Dale Watson. Like I did get that, like I get that feeling from her, like she could be high too. Like I did get that feeling, like is she high? Like why are you covering your ass? But see, what caught me off too about this was that like, and I don't know, like I don't know her. I don't know if this is something that she does. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if this is something that she often does. Like every time she gets in front of the camera, does she always have glasses on? But I know recently, since this interview, I've seen her with nothing but glasses on every time she comes live. Every interview I've seen. So I feel like that feels, funny to me. And it continues. It doesn't stop. We always talk about connecting with our ancestors and, and libations and all of this. And that motherfucker proved it. Motherfucker did it. In a strong way, man. And he will always be in our hearts, in our DNA, and in our souls, and will always be connected.
Definitely. So we want y'all to come join us and come celebrate with us. We're going to have an event for Brother Panic, the Portals of Pan crossover celebration. It will happen next month, November 25th, Saturday, November 25th. We will send the details to y'all. You will see it in this video as well. But everybody come, dressed all in black. You can wear all black and emerald green accents. You can wear emerald green or gold accents if you like, but definitely make sure it's all black attire. And we all gonna bring in Brother Panic and
like I say, I already know the colors and everything have to be a part of a ritual because this is something that they deeply rooted in. Okay.
Celebrate together, and I want everybody to remember something. I know this is a time of we lost a great master teacher in the physical, but as Bob is speaking, we still got more of him now. He's extremely powerful in the spiritual. We have been seeing him dramatically doing his thing, and he has been teaching. He's still teaching on the other side. He's still healing, and he's just a powerful entity. So I miss him like crazy in the physical, but I definitely still chat with him, talk to him, communicate with him. Everything is still lovely on that front. But of course, he's missed in the physical. And,
we gotta tell our panic bag stories.
Now, see, here's my thing, right? I forgot. I lost my track of bag, y'all. But yeah, she say he's missing in the physical, man. Like, I don't understand this at all, bro. It's just like he just disappeared out of nowhere, y'all. I don't know. I want to know, like, what was going on? What happened, bro? What was the lead up? Like, because they make it seem like he just decided, like he has that willpower to just transcend. You see what I'm saying? That's how they make it. Okay, a portal just opened up. He knew it. He chose to go that way because that he saw that opportunity. That's how she make it sound.
The panic through the panic pack, and we started our love affair in 2009. And a lot of y'all that listen to my old man Panic, y'all know our love story. So I don't want to go into it deep. I don't know if you want to share yours, but everybody's pretty much knows, our love story. And that's definitely what it was. 15 years with that man, and he'll be missed in the physical. But me and him, we will definitely continue our journey.
And my panic pack story is and I got my wife, my queen in the room. She can attest to this. Well, I wanted to order a panic pack. I wanted to order a panic pack for me and my wife, and he was like, "Bob, your money's no good here," and so he just sent it to me. He just sent it to me, and when we got the package, Tiffany, she grabbed it out the thing, and she was like, "Woo!" Like a shot or a jolt or something went through her hand. And I was like, I looked at her like, she playing. Like, oh, let me. And so I go over and touch it, and as soon as I touch it, it's like a bubble of like light or awareness just like opened up, and I was like, yo, he really
felt the spirit.
Yeah, like he really knew how to put his spirit and his energy into things, into what he did.
Always.
And I remember him always saying, like, before I do these packs, like I gotta be in the right space and put the right energy on it. And now that he's not bound by a physical body, the power level is colossal. And yeah,
it's beyond words. It's exquisite. It's exquisite. So y'all, we don't, we just chilling tonight. We decided to reach out to y'all and, tell you the news. And we all gonna celebrate. So, Pan.
I feel like that goes without being said, man. She say, Danielle Davis say, dude, listen with your other eyes. I'm telling you, he in B.O.B. Yeah, anybody that's partaking in this, and when we talk about a body not being produced, us not actually knowing if he actually transitioned, bro. This is a ritual. It's a form of a ritual. You have to understand that it's no different from you going to view an eclipse. Okay? You giving your energy to it. So if he's not passed and he just, his character may have just passed, okay, then you're giving energy to that because this is what they believe in. You giving energy to that by coming and joining that ritual, bringing your offerings and things like that, because they're going to have certain deities there, Pan being one. They're going to have the Baphomet being another one there. Okay. So, this is what's going on. Say, did he astral project real? No, I don't believe, because when you astral project real one is back, you have to go back to your body. You have to go back to your body.
The Portals of Pan crossover celebration. We all gonna get together. All the information is on this video, and come out and celebrate. But before we go, there's one thing I want to say to some people that gotta understand how death works for us family, how it works for us. And I remember when I was a young girl, my grandmother, I asked her, I said, grandmother, why do we celebrate? Why do we celebrate death? Because every time our family member would pass, we celebrate. And I had other friends and folks in the neighborhood that their services or their funerals or whatever they were doing was different. So she told me something that I never forgot. And what she said was, when we come here to learn what we come to learn. We experience what we come to experience, and then when it's time to go, it's time to go. And when we go, we're either going to another life you know, whether we want to, you know, whether folks are into reincarnation or not. But we leave this plane and go to another plane, or we go to another life, or we go to that place people call home or heaven, is what some folks will call it. So Panic, when he passed, he was a master teacher, and he was also a master in talking about the transformation of death. And so he definitely,
like I said, that's something that Panic touched on heavy. He was touching on that a lot. The transformation of death and how to actually pass. You know, I just said a couple of reels dealing with what he was just speaking on.
transcended and went beyond. And he knew where he was going when he died. So this is why we celebrate. We celebrate that they are done here and they're moving on. So whether they decide to return to this realm, hey, cool. Or whether they decide to go to other planes, hey, cool. Or whether they decide to go to that place we like to call heaven, home, or the source of where we all come from. So this is, you know, again, we all going to celebrate together. And we are going to honor a great man that left mad knowledge and changed lives. He definitely changed everybody's lives in here that are with us tonight and here in this household. Everyone has a story in how he changed our lives. He definitely changed my life and brought wealth and spirit and wealth and just being in just together. So come on down, y'all. We'd love to have you. And we'll see you soon.
November 25th.
November 25th. Peace out, family.
Peace.
Shout out to Brother Panic, man. Shout out to him for being a real general, a real man, a man of leisure, a man of structure. You know what I'm saying? You know, everything he do, he come through and elevate whatever the situation may be. You know what I'm saying? So let's celebrate that.
We'll celebrate Panic.
I would just like to know what's going on here, man. I'm not gonna lie. I want to know what's going on here. Cause right now, everything ain't everything. Cause you know, if everything was everything, then everything would be all right. Everything ain't adding up right here, y'all. Understand that, bro. You saying that this man has passed away. We don't know why he passed. Okay, other than the allegations that other people are making who are not directly connected to the source. Okay, they're saying that he could have passed from the big C word. But hey, ain't nobody. He would. I just assumed that, you know, him, you know, having a position that he has in the conscious community, he would have stepped forward and said, "Hey, y'all, I'm going through some things, so on and so forth." You feel me? But seeing as how he didn't do that, we can't confirm that. And seeing as how there has been no pictures of him, or no body coming up, okay, or nobody that's close to him coming along outside of y'all saying that he passed, how can we confirm that, okay? But, you know, with me, you know, I got to personally look. I like to get into the numbers, y'all, because I believe men lie, women lie, numbers don't lie, okay? I believe men lie, women lie, numbers don't lie. Y'all drop them names if you understand where I'm coming from. Leonis Fear say maybe it's a big sacrifice. Hey, and we finna get into that right now, bro. Is he really gone? Let's talk about this, bro. We have to, like, bro, you know, and even I say even then, bro, I cannot validate it. We cannot confirm it, but we're going to get into the numbers of it all, man, because, you know, I believe that gematria, through the numbers, we can get a closer description or a closer feeling for what's really going on, man. Let's see, man.
What's up, family? Welcome back to UTL TV. And today, listen, I've been getting a lot of requests on Instagram and a lot of requests on TikTok of people asking me to decode and break down this Brother Panic situation. Because a lot of people thinking he sacrificed, a lot of people thinking he faked his death and whatnot. So I had to do some research because I wasn't too familiar on the brother. So I went and did some research. I ran some numbers. And we gonna get right into it. So y'all make sure y'all hit that like button. Y'all hit that subscribe. Let's do it. And if you're not familiar with what we do over here, we break things down by the symbols and we break things down by the numbers. You get what I'm saying? Using gematria. Basically breaking the letters down to their numeric value. This is a tradition that the Jesuits like to use and a tradition that the Masons love to use. You got different ciphers like the Satanic cipher. You got the Jewish cipher. You got the Chaldean cipher. But me, I like to keep it easy and just run the simple English gematria cipher. You get what I'm saying? So we're going to get right off into it. And right off the bat, you see the synchronizations with the day he passed away. November 2nd, which is 11/2. You get me? Syncing up with that blood sacrifice, with that one.
Now, see, the reason, you know, I can't take this at face value is because I know they're into the cult. They're into all of these numbers and things like that. He was deep into the teachings of the Jesuits. He taught along those lines too. Okay, he spoke on those. So I mean, if he was gonna do this, I feel like it would have been dumped into something that he would have set up. Okay, so just take the information in and use discernment.
2-1 in the ordinal, just like Drake got the song "Sacrifice." He said, "Wrote this shit January 21." That's 121. He was subliminally telling you the code. You feel me? November 2nd. Also syncs with Brother Panic name with the 96 mirroring the 69 in reverse reduction. Pay attention. And remember, Brother Panic was a self-proclaimed occultist, which also with the famous 121 matching blood sacrifice as well. And the day he supposedly passed away. You feel me? Also, where he lived and died, Atlanta equals 69 as well, syncing up with Brother Panic. With the 69 in reverse reduction, also Illuminati equals 69 as well in the reverse reduction. So pay attention. It's clear that he was a blood sacrifice for the system elites.
And I did, that set odd with me when she said she made sure to emphasize that, this wasn't anything along those lines. She made sure to emphasize that. Okay? So if he did, indeed pass away, then she made sure to emphasize that it wasn't that for a reason, to me.
Because all the numbers are being revealed. This is no coincidence, you feel me? Just like if you take Occult Lectures, which is the name of his YouTube, you will see it syncs up with that Jesuit, both with that 21 and 84. And remember, in gematria, the 0 holds no value. But let's keep this numeric evidence going. Because me personally, I feel like when these people are sacrificed, they get a negative entity conjured and placed over them. Like final destination type shit, you feel me? Or a curse. So I decided to see if there were any connections. And just as I thought, Curse and Brother Panic both match up in 2 out of 4 ciphers with the 66 and the 69. Curse also syncs with Occult Lectures, both with that 21. You feel me? Like the numbers are syncing up. It's obvious that he was cursed. It's obvious that he was a sacrifice. You get what I'm saying? This is no coincidence, like I told y'all. When these big famous type individuals pass away, and remember, he was in the industry. You know what I'm saying? And he had been dealing with a lot of the satanic, a lot of the occult, dark witchcraft type situations. He'd been involved in that. So, we got to take all of that into accountability. And now I have no bias. I have nothing against the brother, but I mean, the number says it all. So we're going to keep going. And what really made me believe he had been sacrificed is when I seen that his YouTube channel, Occult Lectures, equaled 51 and 21, matching right up with Death Spell with that 12 and 51. And another thing, if you take brother with the A at the end, like he spelled it on his Instagram, you will see it syncs with that hexed in 3 out of 4 ciphers with that 64, 28, and 98, all in order. Is that a coincidence? Pay close attention to the numeric connections. This don't just happen like this to regular people. This is a Kabbalistic practice, a Jewish Jesuit tradition that they stole from Kemet and perverted. You feel me? They perverted it completely. These people control everything, and they know about the numeric Adinkra code that is connected to the electromagnetic grid, and that's connected to your electromagnetic body. And they bind you spiritually once you take this oath or sign on to that contract. And from there, they are able to place good or bad energy over your existence. That's how a lot of these curses and sacrifices work. It begins with the particle physics. And
yeah, that's why I say, she said, what if it was an energy harvesting? This is Mia. Mia say, what if it was an energy harvesting? Once people got news of his transition, they were sending the family healing energy, but at the same time, they were basically, they were hurt from it. Because as you can tell, just, losing someone like Panic, for people who become connected to him, bro, it can cause that, a major stir of energy because he's known on a wide scale. He's just not known in the conscious community. He's known in the rap industry as well. Okay, because he was a producer and an A&R at one point, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah.
And numerology. It's the fundamental building blocks of nature and space. And these Jesuits know this. That's why you see Jesuit order equaling 201, matching order of Illuminati and occult lectures. They all syncing up together with that 201. You feel me? Pay attention. You see how everything lines up numerically? Now, we all know that the brother was heavily into Baphomet worship, right? Well, Baphomet and Brother Panic both sync up with that 35 and 53 and reduction. I mean, it's all here, y'all. Synchronization after synchronization. That's no damn coincidence. He was obviously a part of the demonic system and was sacrificed. I mean, the numbers is here. Like, what more do you want me to do? Now, coming to the conclusion, due to all of these numeric connections, I believe he's been sacrificed. And we must ask ourselves, who was he a blood sacrifice for? And it's only one person popped up on my radar besides his wife, and that was Mr. B.O.B. Him being low-key still involved with the industry and was one of his main protagonists following his teachings. And remember, B.O.B. is no more than a controlled opposition. You don't leave Hollywood untouched. He signed contracts and is still under confinement and still under oath. Remember.
Hey, he just made a valid point right there, y'all. He just made a valid point right there. You do not leave Hollywood untouched. You made contracts. You in this shit forever. All right? Y'all like it up and share if you understand what I'm saying. Drop them nines if you understand. Be like, bro, he made a valid point. B.O.B., bro, just walked away and ended up, next to him. So we do have to ask the question, if this was a sacrifice, then who was it for? Okay? I mean, and that's all allegedly because we can't confirm none of this.
Just because he exposed surface-based knowledge don't mean nothing. You feel me? That don't mean he one of us. That's him practicing duality like a lot of these fake woke dudes. Now let's make this connection because B.O.B. and Brother Panic both match with that 17 and 19. Remember, the 0 holds no value. Let's go. Also, B.O.B. real name, Bobby Ray Simmons, and Brother Panic both match up with that 192 and 66 in the ordinal and reduction perfectly. You feel me? So, yeah, we already seeing that Mr. Bobby was definitely connected to this death, because if you read the satanic doctrine, they believe the most powerful ritual is done around one's date of birth. And as we can see, B.O.B. birthday is November 15th. And November 15th in the gematria calculator equals 19 in the ordinal, matching Brother Panic with the 19 in reverse. Also, Brother Panic passed away November 2nd, and that's 13 days away from B.O.B.'s birthday. Pay attention. And we all know these satanic freaks love that number 13. You feel me? Also, Bobby and Brother Panic both match with that 46, mirroring the 64 in reverse reduction. You can't escape the numbers at all. Everything is coded when you're dealing with these Jesuits. Everything. Just like the video his wife and B.O.B. dropped on his channel called Crossover Celebration, which equals 122 in reverse reduction, matching satanic, which equals 122 in reverse. I mean, what more do we need? And I got one more for y'all before we get up out of here, man, to really put the nail in the coffin. Because a while back, B.O.B. and Brother Panic made a song called Magic Numbers. And magic number equals 56, just like November 15th, B.O.B.'s birthday. Also, it syncs with Society of Jesus, that equals 56 as well. And we know the Society of Jesus is just another name for the Jesuits. That 56 is very powerful, you feel me? They love that number. Just like Future had that song, 56 Nights. You know what I'm saying? Y'all got to start paying attention to all of these numeric synchronizations. You feel me? Start running the numbers on these dudes. If they sync up too many times, it ain't no damn coincidence, man. You feel me? We see that the brother was heavily into the Baphomet, into the whole satanic thing. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not trying to sit here and bash the brother. I'm not too.
And if I'm not mistaken, I actually heard him say that he was Satan one time, bro. Like, so he's embodied that energy wholeheartedly, y'all. He ain't playing about this.
Familiar with him, you know, so I can't speak too much. I heard a little bit, you know, and I did a little research on him and I ran the numbers. You feel me? And as you can see, everything syncs up. The brother was definitely a blood sacrifice. You feel me? He was definitely a blood sacrifice. And who is that connected to? That's connected to Bobby Ray Simmons. You feel what I'm saying? B.O.B. The numeric evidence is here. Y'all can go run the numbers yourself. I'm not the end all be all to this. Make sure you go do the numbers. Make sure you go do your own research.
But see, like I say, my biggest issue with this is that there is no confirmation of it. Who can confirm this? Who can say, yes, you know, I've seen the body, bro. I validated it. You know, I've been around the family. You know, they said that everything that's being said is absolutely 100% true. Because what if, you know, somewhere down the line we see him somewhere else, hypothetically speaking? You feel me? Like, it's crazy.
You feel me? And another thing, bro, the symbology is there. The symbology is there, my guy. Unless you just goofy and just want to dismiss all the numeric synchronizations, all of the evidence. Not to mention they got a song called Magic Numbers. I mean, come on now. Like, it's all there. You see B.O.B. throwing up the devil horns right along with him. He's one of his main protagonists, one of his main followers. So you think he's not down with that Baphomet as well? You think he's not down with the sacrifices and, you know, he's still in the industry. Don't let that fake conscious, you know, he's controlled opposition just like a Andrew Tate, just like a Kanye West, just like a, you know, controlled opposition. They play both sides, it's duality. If you in it, if you against the system, you're against everything. You speaking out against everything. You ain't halfway in and halfway out straddling the fence. It don't work like that. That's that duality. That's that hidden hand. That's the type of things that these Jesuits, that these Freemasons practice.
Man, Murray say Willie Beeman, they sent BON to sacrifice him for putting out too much information. Claire is just all original. That's big facts. I could agree to that. I could believe that, man, Murray. I could believe that, you know, because they got to send somebody in to do the job. But you have to understand, bro, in most cases, bro, even when we talk about the allegations that's being made with Boby Himmit, bro, they don't have to send people in. There's already people around you that's willing to do that because they vibrate at the frequency of money. Okay? So all they got to do is come in and say, hey, either way it go, we going to get the job done. Why don't you make a few dollars, you know, while we get it? But like I said, in any event, even when we talk about Boby Himmit, bro, it's hard for me to believe that all of this went down, bro, and your spirit and your soul did not warn you. Because the warning always comes before the destruction. It always comes before the destruction. And I say, like, even with them saying the way that he allegedly, you know, for the people who think that he did pass, the way that they're saying that he allegedly passed, when we talk about the stroke, that's something that's been happening heavily since the year 2020. That's nothing new. It's crazy. That is crazy, y'all. But yeah, that's my biggest issue. Like, you know, but I can most definitely see that. Who said that? Willie Murray. I can most definitely see that. I can see that if it is true.
So don't be fooled, man. Pay attention to the symbology. Pay attention to the numbers. And you'll see the truth as well. They put it right in our face. You feel me? Y'all remember when Young Boy made that song? What did he say on that song? I named my first son Draco and the child was born on 38. You know what I'm saying? Like they know these things. You feel me? A Draco Kill. Kill equals 38. What street was Young Boy born on? 38. That's what he represents. Everything, like, they know these things. You feel me? You just have to be able to read through the codes. You feel me? Ross said it. I understand the code these hackers can't crack. You feel me? Like, we are the hackers that's cracking this code and bringing it to the masses. So y'all make sure y'all hit that like button. Y'all hit that subscribe. If y'all mess with Brother Panic, I mean, hey, I don't have nothing to do with that. You feel me? I don't know the brother personally. I never, you know, been into the teachings that he been pushing onto the people. So I don't really have nothing good or bad to really say about the brother. I just ran the numbers. We see the synchronizations, and the brother was blood sacrificed. You feel me? So rest in peace to that brother, man. And y'all hit that like button. Y'all hit that subscribe. It's UTL TV, man. I'm out.
Now, I will say this. If that was the case, man, to where he was set up, man, it just sickens me, bro, the things that people will do for money, bro. You can't trust a soul in this world, man. That should make everybody in this lab uncomfortable, bro. Uncomfortable to the core, knowing you can't trust them, bro. You can't trust the person that's laying next to you every night. Because you don't really, look, I'm going to tell you, you never know who's loyal to you until they present it with an opportunity. And 9 times out of 10, the opportunity that they're going to be presented with is going to be money. It's going to be money, y'all. That's crazy, man. But, you know, with that being said, you know, we got the numbers, they matching up and stuff like that. I will say, you know, I'm normally, you know, big on the numbers, but when I say we don't have a body, man, that's my biggest issue, bro. We don't have confirmation. We don't have a reason for him passing. That's the biggest issue that I'm having right here, right? So, you know, when we get into the teachers, I know it's a lot of people, like I say, that was against the things that, you know, they felt like Panic brought to the community as well, because I said, when it came to, like, you know, spirituality and the teachers that, you know, of the Baphomet, a lot of people weren't speaking on that besides Boby Himmit and him. All right. And I do feel like, you know, the type of stuff that he was teaching on, man, you know, it could mix the thought process of some people up to the point where they start to want to go jump into something that they don't fully understand, right? So let's get into this guy and see what it is that he had to say about this, bro, because I believe he has some real things to say about the situation with Panic as well.
So let me jumpstart dealing with Brother Panic first before I tackle other stuff down there. So first of all, I have to say this. One thing about anyone, it's about how they come into the game. I remember when Brother Panic come through, I think it was probably when the conscious community was just, I'm not saying getting started, but I mean, you know, he ushered himself in to the process because he was an industry guy. He was into the music industry, okay? So his upbringing come about the music industry. This was never someone that eventually that was just straight up in the conscious community. He come from the music industry right into the conscious community. And the person that eventually, which he stated himself, that he said that, you know, mentor him or pretty much opened the doorway for him to be there was Boby Himmit. Okay, so I don't know if some of you guys is familiar with Boby Himmit. Boby is eventually a master teacher. And, you know, one of the things I criticize, because nobody's perfect, you know. Just like me, I might get some criticism. It's normal, it's natural, because sometimes criticism comes from an area that you probably fail to acknowledge, or it comes to an area of, you know, sometimes, you know, you refuse to acknowledge, and you know, so many ways people can criticize you. But my only criticism I have for Boby Himmit, it has to do with, because he's teaching spirituality. And one thing about spirituality, once you said spirituality, is the art of breath, and breath mean energy. So you are teaching a science of energy. One thing about Boby, he teach about different types of energies. You know, he teach about almost everything. So to me, it's always been where the problem is going to lie itself, because when it comes to spirituality, there's something called territory. spiritual territory is very real, y'all. So, you know, you couldn't go certain places and echo that vibration with certain names. Certain names you call will not vibrate properly because that area don't cater to that name itself. Okay, so environment always play a major role when it comes to spirituality, because this is a science of energy. Just like phone, like I always told you, technology will tell you exactly how spirituality work, because your technology is a second-hand spirituality. So certain areas is energies don't operate the same. Some areas, you know, some energy operate the best and some don't. But Bobby his teaching was about everything. You know, when he's doing some sort of a lecture, he's gonna call out every single spirit. You know, you're calling out Lucifer, you're calling out Baron, you're calling out Urzuli, he's calling out Ogun, he's calling out Shiva. I mean, listen, that was his way. It's chaos. And also he stays saying chaos, we are chaos being. We are, in a way, our expressions of existence is chaotic. I get that part. But one thing about his spirituality, the way he was teaching it in a chaotic way. But what do I know? Later, Bobby got severely punished by the ancestral realm. Bobby ended up having a stroke. So this was messed up, and Bobby stopped doing lecture after that. So to me, I gave Bobby some respect, because Bobby understand what that happens to him was a sign to give him like a outlook to let him know, look, man, whatever you was doing, the ancestors eventually let you know you gotta pump the brakes, son. And he learned from that, and eventually he stops doing what he was doing. And I was always like, yo, man, how come this dude is constantly doing lectures and throwing many names?
I mean, what y'all think about what he just said about the way that Bobby taught, okay? You know, and him teaching in a chaotic way, because when you talk about a lot of these deities and them bumping head, and, you know, you bringing those same energies up, you know, that can't, you know, cause some form of a problem in the spiritual realm. You see what I'm saying? So do you think that that's the reason, or do you think that could have played a role in terms of Bobby having a stroke? You know, do you think that this is a punishment by way of the ancestors? Drop them names if you agree. I don't agree. I don't think that I agree with that, man. I think that, you know, Danielle Davis say she agree with him. Okay, well, I mean, okay, Cameron say he on point. Okay, but you know what? I believe that it's more so along the way, man, that people came along, bro, and they done, you feel me? They tried to get down on him, bro, because he was going against, his literature was going against everything that they taught that built them up. Okay? But he say, Willie, it's a lot of people, I guess, who agree with this. Lioness Fieta say, get ready to deal with it. Okay. You don't know, and then I guess you on the bench, and Dale Watson. Say Amina Gay say maybe. It's always a possibility that the ancestors played a role in it. But from this standpoint, man, you know, when you're on the outside looking in and you have a lot of people, you know, saying that they saw jealous traits in the people around him, I still feel like that's not far-fetched. Now Ron say it could be, but yeah, what you said, that's big facts, you feel me? Shannon Patchen say I disagree. I guess Shamika Murray agrees. Say who? Oh yeah, that's who is that in the building? What do you mean by that, Wayne Witherspoon? Oh, so you agree, Wayne Witherspoon?
A lot of these names is in opposition with each other, so it's like a major chaotic war that's taking places within the light realm. How you doing, brother? All right. So it's like, to me, this is the only criticism I have for Bobby when he was doing his lectures, is to actually calling out different spirits, even though some areas that he was dealing with, these spirits will not deal with each other. So he created chaos. But now, fast forward, you end up having what you call down the line, Brother Panic. Okay, Brother Panic usher in from Bobby teachings. Okay, so I remember all these teachings start with Obama first term. Okay, so I think like the conscious community, when you talking about him, and to be exact, the gateway or the gatekeeper for the conscious community is Sonetta. Anybody can have whatever issues with him or say what you want, Sinetta was eventually the platform that opened the gateway for all of the names that most of our people end up knowing, and furthermore down the line with it.
Yes, Dr. Umar, Young Pharaoh, Prince York, who else to name a few? I can't think of his name. Just went to Brother Polite. Yes, Sinetta did. A lot of people went through Sinetta to come through the community.
Their spiritual journey. So basically, he showed up to the scene around the Obama, when Obama was in there as his first term. And one thing I've noticed about him is the ability to bring the entertainment industry into the spirituality. While everybody else was more focused on Kemet, Egypt, and it was mostly based on that, or talk about religion.
I agree with you too, Scanless, the bandit. That's big facts. But see, I feel like the problem with that is that once you start to teach people who are eager for knowledge, bro, and eager for changing their lives, they start to apply that information ASAP, right? And they don't have, a lot of people lack the knowledge. They're not patient enough to get that right information so that they could do or partake in the energy the right way. And that's when it becomes dangerous. Okay? So yeah, I'm all for learning the enemy. You have to learn the enemy. You have to deal with the chaotic side of things as well, with the dark side of things as well as the light side of things, bro. It's all about, how can you defend yourself if you don't know your enemy? Yes, but yeah, I do believe that some people took that and they ran with it, and then they made it. They like even the teachings of the Baphomet. You feel me? I feel like that's a dangerous teaching to teach people who are just starting to open their eyes to what spirituality is.
And all that, his focus was based onto what the entertainment industry, to be exact, the music scene. Now, you have a show on Blog Talk Radio, probably, before YouTube become the space of today. Blog Talk was probably the biggest outlet dealing with people talking in spirituality. And he was dealing with another sister named Miss Blue, if I'm not mistaken. So, if I'm wrong, correct me. But one thing for sure, I used to listen to him because, I'm the type of person I like to hear. Listen, I don't care who are you. If you have something to say, I'm going to humble myself and listen to you. I don't give a damn what background and what are you, because I always believe the strongest or probably the biggest attribute you can have in life is the ability to listen. If you can listen, then the universe is going to open up and start speaking to you or about secrets or whatever it is. You will learn them. And this is one of the biggest problems we have. Our ear chakras is not activated. It's not like what you think when you hear the term chakra. I'm using it, but the ear chakras is eventually the willingness to listen, not allowing your ego, not allowing what you call how people look, or you think you better. No, listen. It doesn't matter what it is. Just give it a try. It doesn't matter. So I was giving him a listen. So, I was just watching his evolution process. And one thing for sure, he does bring the entertainment aspect into the spirituality, but what style did he bring into the people? And that's why I have to talk about this, because we saw his work in full effect in today's timeline. Okay? And I always tell people this: trust me, you have no idea who you influence. And you have no idea who's watching you. And whatever you do, if you're doing it in the name of spirituality, there's an aftermath, there's a cause and effect that's taking place. Don't looking at your situation or your condition to determine who's watching you. You have no idea. Okay? So to me, by listening to him, there's a new chapter that's taking place in the conscious community from that timeline. That timeline of him introduce himself or coming into the space of spirituality, he bring his own touch. And the touch that he bring into the table is the occult system of the entertainment industry. Stuff that most of us didn't know, but it's already been in full effect, but he trying to normalize it within our community. To be exact, what we call the Baphomet teaching, okay? The Baphomet teaching was all him. No one in the community was doing that except him. And I remember that when he start talking about the Baphomet, the famous person he introducing into the game, and you know, people like you would never thought someone would even bring that into mind. And he was the one talking about Madame Blavatsky dealing with.
Thanks for the stars, Tasha Young. Now, I feel like he's going to make some valid points right now, y'all. He's going to talk about how Panic actually put Madame Blavatsky on the pedestal, how he actually put people like Aleister Crowley on the pedestal as well. Okay, so I want y'all to listen up, bro, because I do feel like he makes a valid point when he touches on these subjects.
Aleister Crowley, he was the first to talk about that Crowley shit heavily, the Blavatsky heavily. And you know, and people that happens to get to know who the hell Crowley is, you already know it's like a big time Satanist. So this dude introduced the Satanist practice into our community. Now, one thing that, you know, our people usually get hoodwinked or feel like, you know, they get comfortable by accepting certain things. It's just all you have to say.
Most definitely, Danielle Davis.
Like it comes from us, which is true. Everything about this universal existence comes from us. We create it all. But this doesn't mean the fact that we created it, it's not being manipulated and distorted, or even get to the position that even though it comes from us, that doesn't mean it's right, though. So this dude was teaching about
right. Now, you know what? He made a valid point with that. Don't matter where it came from. And that's the point I'm trying to make, y'all. You know, a lot of people will use, oh, well, this is more science. It goes back to this is our science. Bro, we understand that, but what is the purpose that it's being used for? When we understand the laws of the universe, we know that duality. We know the power of duality. It's all about the hands of the beholder. What are the intentions? You could say that you're using it from the standpoint in which the ancestors used it from, but are you truly? Is that really your intent? You feel me? What ways are you trying to benefit off of it outside of that?
Any ritual, one of the ritual I never forget, and that's why I always question, like, yo, is this nigga for real? But again, our conscious community been infiltrated for a long time. And I know some of our people probably still feel some type of way, because it's natural, because everybody have our own teachers, people that we feel like we learn from, or we feel like we align to energy-wise. But me, as a person, I don't care about alignment. I care about your aftermath. I care about the doorway that you open. I feel like he opened the doorway, and this condition of our society today, he contribute to it. Now let's stay to the story before we jump ahead. So one of the Blog Talk radio episode he have, I never forget, he was talking about rituals. Okay, so how he admired Crowley dearly, and how he explained the story about Crowley was performed many rituals, and one day that, you know, one of the so-called entities shows up in Crowley, and, you know, all sort of things, and how he believed, that's a famous say about Crowley, that's his motto, do what die will, some shit like that. If I'm wrong, correct me. But he was a strong Crowley guy and strong Blavatsky guy. So, cut the story short, within the episode, he mentioned a ritual that he's willing to do. And one of that ritual, he so-called stated that ritual was done by Crowley, and he was advising, you know, some listeners.
Now I am going to skip ahead of this, y'all, because this ritual gets a little deep of what he's talking about, y'all, and it's kind of inappropriate, right? He's talking about taking what a man possessed in his genital area and then mixing that with the blood of, you know, and then, you know, the ritual gets a little deep. He said that, you know, he kind of got, you know, it made him sick to the stomach. Let's see. Let me see if I can do it ahead.
Head scratching from that night. I'm like, what the hell this nigga's telling people to do? But I understand, because he comes from the industry. So this is where the industry sent his own ops. I mean, listen, I don't care what people tell me. Panic was not for the culture. I don't care what people tell me. Panic was not for the culture, because our people was never involved with these things. And I think he trying to put a black face on it, as far as to bring more people to pouring out their energy into this. And right after that, I'm like, nah, nah, this dude on some other shit. But now is his evolution with the Baphomet. Now you find more black people getting involved with the Baphomet. Now you have people having tattoos, people just now trying to do seance. So understand, when he come into the game, around when Obama just started, the first Obama first term, this is when now the Satanist practice has been introduced to the black community, and he was the head guy to make it more accessible and more acceptable into the black consciousness.
Yeah, because you see, I mean, when you look inside of the community or the industry right now, bro, it's way more acceptable. It's way more acceptable because I want to say this. It was when you talk about other cultures, bro, they were accepting it anyway, because when you dig into rock and roll, y'all, this type of stuff was already in rock and roll. Okay? It was already there. But when you talk about a culture of people who have been raised to look for these type of signs, bro, who've been raised in church and things like that, bro, look, man, they still looking for this because, it's rumors of the industry. So they had to put that black face on there. They had to put that black face on there so you will be more able to accept the doctrine, the Luciferian doctrine, bro, because just like he said, bro, it don't matter if it came from us or not. That don't make it right. It don't make it right, especially for people who don't know what they doing when they tapping into like magic like this.
That's what this guy, that's why his name was Panic, okay? So this dude was focused on the teaching about the Baphomet in symbology. You will find he have this big Baphomet head on his necklace. In his house where he usually have his live, you'll see the head. Like, this dude was a straight up Baphomet. And again, what is the Baphomet? The Satanist practicing. So what you find right after the rise of him, the teaching of the Baphomet, this is when you find the industry now start to make it accessible. Now you find a lot of new artists, because again, he eventually was in the industry. I think, if I'm wrong, he was involved as far as an A&R, some sort like that. That he always talk about his connection with ODB and all that. Everybody know ODB was blood sacrifice. So again, the biggest sacrifice.
And if you don't know, look, ODB, bro, was putting it out there, bro. He was putting it out there. He talked about, when you go all the way back to ODB, you could see how ODB was a targeted individual and a chosen one as well. He knew that even when he went to jail, they hadn't stopped fucking with him. They were still on his top when he went to jail, y'all. Then you see Redman, all them sitting around him, man, while he exposed him, man, it's the government. He putting it out there, bro. And Redman, them just like putting their head down like, man, just shut up. They knowing what's going to happen. And whether you believe it or not, they know what happened to the old dirty bastard. That's facts. Y'all better wake up, man.
Racial activity dealing with human sacrifices, the Baphomet, because the pentagram is an instrument of sacrifice, or is the ritualistic sacrificial symbol. That's what they used.
Yeah, he was. Karma Jones, she say true. He was telling us he was after him. They was after him, but nobody believes them because guess what? He got everybody else running around him calling him crazy and everything else. And that's the 48 laws of power. I keep telling y'all that. It's their handbook. So they want to basically first thing they want to do is isolate you because they get to create the narrative. Then they want to assassinate your character. And the best way for them to do that is to associate you to any type of drug. Okay. They can say that you did drugs. You was heavy on the drugs. Okay. Or they can say that, you have issues, mental issues. You're going through some things. You feel me?
It's like it comes from us, which is true. Everything about this universal existence comes from us. We create it all. But this doesn't mean the fact that we created it, it's not being manipulated and distorted, or even get to the position that even though it comes from us, that doesn't mean it's right, though. So this dude was teaching about so many ritual. One of the ritual I never forget. And that's why, for some reason, man, that shit never sit well with me. This was eventually the first red flag that I'm like, yo, this motherfucker's serious. Like, so this dude stated in that ritual, you need to take sperm and women blood, like period, like monthly period, to take the women blood and you mix it with your sperm, and you just gonna have some sort of incantations by putting the pan, because you know his name is Panic. Okay, so pretty much have that pentagram lit up and then to drink that shit. Like, I'm like, yo, what the fuck? Like, this was like the first head scratching from that night. I'm like, what the hell this nigga's telling people to do? But I understand, because he comes from the industry. So this is where the industry sent his own ops. I mean, listen, I don't care what people tell me. Panic was not for the culture. I don't care what people tell me. Panic was not for the culture, because our people was never involved with these things. And I think he trying to put a black face on it as far as to bring more people to pouring out their energy into this. And right after that, I'm like, nah, nah, this dude on some other shit. But now is his evolution with the Baphomet. Now you find more black people getting involved with the Baphomet. Now you have people having tattoos, people just now trying to do seance. So understand, when he come into the game, around when Obama just started, the first Obama first term, this is when now the Satanist practice has been introduced to the black community, and he was the head guy to make it more accessible and more acceptable into the black consciousness. That's what this guy, that's why his name was Panic, okay? So this dude was focused on the teaching about the Baphomet in symbology. You will find he have this big Baphomet head on his necklace. In his house where he usually have his live, you'll see the head. Like, this dude was a straight up Baphomet. And again,
like he really embodied that energy, y'all, like to the core. And it's to the point where even his wife Khadijah was saying at the ceremony, they was going to have all of these deities. The Baphomet was going to be one of the deities that they were going to have there during the ceremony. The god Pan was going to be one. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, it was the god Apollo as well. Okay. But at the same time, you know, they want y'all to bring offerings to this, you know, in terms of this. And you don't even know 100% for sure if this man has even transitioned or not.
What is the Baphomet? The Satanist practicing. So what you find right after the rise of him, the teaching of the Baphomet, this is when you find the industry now start to make it accessible. Now you find a lot of new artists, because again, he eventually was in the industry. I think, if I'm wrong, he was involved as far as an A&R, some sort like that. That he always talk about his connection with ODB and all that.
Hey, you know, to be honest, man, either round, I just bumped into him. I don't know. I just bumped into him like while I was just scrolling past, and these are the videos that made me want to do the research. I can't even. It's probably somebody who knows who this is, though.
Everybody know ODB was blood sacrifice. So again, the biggest sacrificial activity dealing with human sacrifice is the Baphomet, because the pentagram is an instrument of sacrifice, or is the ritualistic sacrificial symbol. That's what they use to kill people for sacrifice. And this is what this guy.
And I told y'all why, because of the but you have to understand, when we talk about the hexagram and the pentagram, we talk about it being in the source of a sense of sorcery. Some people do believe that it's a symbol of protection as well. But I keep telling y'all, it has a numerical and geometrical equation of 666. So that's why they use this, because they believe that this is like the key source to their sorcery. Okay.
Pushing. Okay. So again, I don't think his work, I don't want my people to celebrate his work, because his work was not the work that our people need. His work was for whoever the hell sent him to get our people to join forces with the demonic era. Now look what we are. We are in a timeline of a demonic timeline. Every time you're looking at black entertainers right now, what do you see? They are all doing Satanist shit, satanic shit. He bring about this timeline we are in. He was the one that opened up the doorway to make.
Now, we can't put all that on Panic, man, because it was a lot of this going on way before Panic came. Way before Panic came. But I will agree with him to the fact that him, along with Boby Himmit as well, made it more comfortable. I wouldn't even say Boby Himmit, because Bobby Himmit didn't really break down the science of it all in terms of making, he wasn't an industry cat either, in my opinion. But I feel like Pan more so did that. But yeah, he did. He made more other guys and goddesses, lean toward that type of science.
Satanist activity acceptable. I'm talking about Brother Panic, Bro Panic. They said that he just died, whatever. He's a spiritual teacher, but he's focused more in the Baphomet, in the Satanist bull. Okay, so to me, I have to label him as a black Satanist. That's who he was. I mean, shit. Now look around the music industry. So many artists that come in within this timeline of teaching. Like one of the first, I'm not saying the first, but probably make it easier. Can do it. It's like what you call him. He just have a baby with what you call this girl, like Rihanna. What you call this dude, like, man? A$AP Rocky. A$AP first video, he draw a pentagram with a book with doing the seance. These are what he was teaching. So off bat, he have young next generation following his footsteps. Now looking at the game right now, almost every black celebrity is a Satanist. Look what they do with Doja Cat. Doja Cat doing straight demonic ass shit. Okay? Every single young kids, like you talking about Uzi Vert, same shit. He know Crowley was a pedophile. He know these people doing some major gay ritual sex and baby sacrifice and all that. Listen, this was not our shit. Okay? Same shit about DC Young. I mean, listen, DC Young Fly, bro, like, come on, man. I mean, I don't know, this kid, man, this is something fishy, bro. Like people couldn't just start dropping dead like that, though. It got to be, whatever the hell he's doing, there has to be some sort of an agreement rituals where shit start to happen. You remember what happens with what you call this, Jennifer Hudson? All her family ended up being slaughtered, and the guy that did it said that, listen, man, I was hired to do shit like this. So, listen, I don't need to say anything. You guys already, that's countless of video on YouTube, but people just really go really serious into the blood sacrifice and so many other shit going on. So, to me, he was the doorway to open up and make it more accessible for the young kids and the young, artists to get involved with Satanists in some sort of a satanic acceptance, dealing with the Baphomet, what you call Pan, and he called himself Panic. So I have no respect for this guy work, because this is not the style. This was never our shit, and he always trying to push it to make it seem, yo, this is us and we all should start doing this. No. We don't kill fucking babies. We don't drink freaking blood. This is not our doing, brother. And then we do not dealing the image of a animal, because the Baphomet is not a human. So our ancestors never worship flesh. Our indigenous ancestors, to be exact, we worship nature, because nature is our mother and father. Without nature, we don't exist. But to believe that's this entity that is a half goat and half humans is some sort of your God, is some sort of your moral compass, or some sort of a spiritual guide. No, this is not our shit, bruh. I'm sorry. His legacy should not be rejoiceful, or his legacy shouldn't be something that our people gonna use as a pedestal, or to feel like, okay, he's no longer there and we gonna make sure we carry the torch to the next. No, fuck that.
See, I know a lot of people say, because I heard Isaiah Osby, she says Brother Panic done broke down this information too much to be getting this misinterpreted. We understand what we know where it comes from. We know the science of it all, okay? But we have to, the point that's being made here is the intentions of it all. A lot of people like to hide behind this. They like to hide behind this. We cannot negate the fact that, the guy Pan, okay, and his connection to the planet Saturn, okay, which is what Boby Himmit broke down, and the black god. The black god of the planet Saturn was Halil. It was the devil. So that is a direct connection, okay? And Pan is telling you that basically he's embodying the energy of the devil, of Satan, by changing his name to Pan. All right? But at the same time, I can't confirm or deny anything that's being said in this video. You know, all of this is just to, you know, see what it is. Y'all think about it, man. Do you think that Panic is really gone, y'all? After all the information that you received tonight, do you think that he gone? For me, I still feel like, you know, it's up there. I don't know. I'm not 100% for sure, you know, that I can confirm that Panic is gone. And the only reason I say that is because it happened so suddenly with no warning, no nothing. Okay? But then again, maybe that's the way he wanted it to be. Another one of the big questions I wanted to answer, Boby Himmit. Is he still amongst us, alive and living to this day? Because there's a lot of people who are just going with the narrative of what everybody else is telling them. They're not using their own discernment, okay? We don't know. We have not seen pictures of him. Is he still alive, okay? Or could it be possible that, you know, Brother Panic, along with Boby Himmit's wife, you know, played a part in poisoning him, which caused him to have a stroke and ultimately, you know, brought him to his demise? I mean, I don't see it being too far-fetched, but then again, it's all allegations, man. We know nothing if we're not closer to the family. And, you know, just here to get y'all opinion today, all right? But with that being said, man, you know what? Y'all get over to YouTube and follow me on I Am Awakened if you have not already. Hit that subscription bell. Also, don't forget to hit that post notification icon. That way you will be notified every time I go live, man. Okay? I feel like this was a good live. It was something to think about, man. And y'all do me a favor, share it up. We got the reptile lab coming up. We finna get into these reptilians, these draconian reptilians, and y'all be prepared for it, because it's gonna be just as long as this is. All right. Also, if you somebody like what is his name, like Desmond Bailey, okay? If you somebody who like Desmond Bailey, who has issues that you want to raise, okay, and you want to share some information that you got, okay? Because understand this, bro. We're not here to combat one another. We're not here to challenge each other's information, bro. We're here to basically, you know, if you feel like give your information, if your information is right, then we're here to get that right information. We'll get that right information. But if you somebody who got something that you want to say, man, come on over to Instagram at I'm Awakened _ chosen one, man, and feel free to get that bit of information that you have, man. And, you know, hopefully the information that you have, you know, it's some information that can possibly change the perspective of the people that will be listening, all right? And with that being said, man, I just want to leave y'all as I came. I want you guys to always be aware, because to be aware is to be alive. And as always, peace, family. Peace meaning positive energy always creates elevation. Ashe.